hopefully you can see me. I've just took the code out and re-entered it again. But I've just been sat here with for 15 minutes chatting away. And yeah, you lot are saying that you couldn't see me. So I don't know if there was a code error or something, but it said the signal was strong. You just have to let me know if it says we're still waiting, says James. Is this another YouTube glitch or something then? I wonder if this is a YouTube problem. Let me try and just refresh it again. I've just been sat here. I don't even know if you're going to see this, but I've just been sat here for 15 minutes talking away. We ended our member stream ages ago. And I was just chatting away, I did a whole preview. I did a whole preview where we were talking about NXT and all this kind of stuff. I can see you now. Okay, Death Metal Lad, hello. Aaron said I can see you now. Oh my God. That is so annoying. I've just been here. I haven't been anywhere. I've just been sat here. Jeez, that is so annoying. I put up the thoughts and the theory thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to put this up. It works. Oh, it doesn't matter. Hello. Hope you're all well. Fed up now. I don't know what that was. I had it all connected and streaming and everything was saying it was good. There's been some real YouTube issues recently. I don't know why, but there's been some real... This is a new one on me, though. This is a new one on me. I mean, if I'd have got the code wrong, because you have to put a code in to connect, then it wouldn't have connected. But it said it was connected. So I have never, in all my years of doing it, I have never experienced that. That is an absolute first. So anyway, let me go back over what I flipping said. So there is no preview for NXT because they are just late putting it up, right? But we do have this contract signing coming up. So contract signing coming up of Ricky and contract signing. It is Halloween Havoc this weekend. Haven't had a chance to set it up yet. It's on my to-do list, but we are going to be doing that show. So Halloween Havoc this weekend, wrestling stream. It is UFC as well. I actually don't know how that's going to work. I think UFC starts at 7 UK time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. So that should be well done by the time that we actually start Halloween Havoc. So it might be that we just end UFC and then go straight into the Halloween Havoc stream. God only knows what my voice will be like, but, whatever. So we're doing it anyway, and there is a contract sign-in for our main event tonight. I think Ricky retains this weekend, but whatever. Then we've got Hank and Tank taking on OTM. That'll be okay. Then we've got speed matches, and obviously speed matches are only 3 minutes long. So, yeah, speed matches. So that'll be all right. I mean, Axiom against Super Shawn Legacy will be fine. Zachary Wentz against Jasper Troy. I don't really know what to expect. It's kind of speed, agility against just pure power, aggression. So looking forward to that. I mean, the good thing about these matches is they're only 3 minutes long, so they're not going to outstay their welcome. And then this is the one I'm really excited for. So this is Leon Slater against Stax, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is one I'm genuinely looking forward to because Leon Slater, what a wrestler he is. So, I mean, I've only watched a couple of his matches, but I've so enjoyed his work. So, obviously, we were watching him against Javon at Bound for Glory. They were cooking, obviously. A lot of people unhappy about how that ended up playing out. But, yeah, really good. Really good. And this should hopefully be a really good match as well. Obviously, I don't expect it to be as good as his match with Javon, but I still think it's going to bang. So, yeah, we've got that coming up as well. Jay, just talking about here. Well, I can just sort of take the sound off. I did play this before. Back on top. Back to the damn top. Like I never left. Yeet. So that was Jay just after Raw, obviously coming off the back of, I thought, a pretty interesting Raw, to be honest. A lot of people talking about if Jay should have won or not. That was obviously a big topic of conversation. But there was a few things that came out of it. Maybe not the strongest episode compared to recent episodes, but I think by 2025 standard, it was actually quite good. So NXT tonight, I think, is going to be a bit of a go home. Obviously, Halloween Havoc this weekend, so I'm not expecting it to be a case that it's going to be crazy or anything mind-blowing, but should hopefully still be a very fun show. So we have already said all of these things. But we are going to move on, and I'm actually going to jump in. Thankfully, I didn't get to the point where I was like answering your kind of thoughts or anything. We hadn't got to that bit. So we can do that now. So hello to everyone that's joining us. I hope everyone is well. Shakeem said 62 months and around 7.5 years. Really? 62 months. That is actually crazy, Shakeem. What is that in years? 62 months in year. I mean, that's since we started. 62 months in years is like 5.1 years. Oh, mate. Shakeem, shout out to you. That is very impressive. That is seriously impressive. Talking of impressive, here's William. William said, with everything going on in the world, why are more people not taking advantage of this opportunity to escape? Well, I think people do. They just, they escape in different ways, don't they? I think they escape in different ways. So, you know, some people escape into video games, don't they? Some people escape into music. Some people escape into Netflix. And you've just got a percentage that escape into pro wrestling. But we're here for those people that want to escape into pro wrestling. It's a good place to escape to. So, yes. Looking forward to this week. It's always good when we've got some wrestling on the weekend. I always look forward to that. It's what we specialize in. Obviously, really looking forward to the UFC show as well, because that is Tom Aspinall, is the heavyweight title. That is pretty special stuff. So actually really looking forward to this weekend. And there's some good stuff going on in WWE at the moment. And obviously we're heading to Survivor Series. Well, Saturday night's main event first. So we've got that coming up. And yeah, I don't know. It's just some really good stuff going on at the moment. I think it's a good time for pro wrestling. Nick said, would you want Kenny Omega and or Ospreay? And should they go to NXT or the main roster? Would I want Kenny Omega or Ospreay? I would definitely want both of those. I think that Kenny Omega is one of the great wrestlers of this generation. I think that his impact on wrestling is very interesting, because I think that if you are someone that watches pro wrestling for Roman Reigns and John Cena, then Kenny Omega might not have had that big of an impact on your world. But if you are someone that watches wrestling because you enjoy wrestling and you are really kind of a hardcore wrestling fan, right? You're someone that, you know, has got an awareness just beyond WWE, and you like to have a look at the whole landscape of wrestling, then here, you know, Kenny Omega's impact is, you know, undeniable. I mean, I think that I would go as far as to say that for me, the great trilogy of matches, or the great feud of, I don't even know if it is this generation or the previous generation now, but it's Omega Okada. If you have a look at those matches from around 2016, kind of game changing in a way. I could only compare them to Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat. I mean, it was one of those where New Japan, everyone knows New Japan. Not everyone watches New Japan. But when those matches were happening, there was clips all over social media. There was so much buzz around those matches. They were the talk of the town. And I've said before, really revolutionized New Japan as a business. I think those matches bring a lot of attention to New Japan. I think it massively boosts New Japan. As well as that, they had Bullet Club, of course, which also played a massive part. But I think because of Bullet Club, because of those matches, Omega, Okada in particular, I think that gets a lot more people tuning into New Japan. And that's important because those were the seeds that AEW grew from. The reason why we end up with AEW is because Tony Khan could see that there were some English-speaking wrestlers, Americans, Canadians, that were ready to come back home, that were known by the hardcore wrestling fan base, and he could build a promotion around them. So if you look at when AEW starts, the clue is in the name. The whole promotion is called All Elite Wrestling. It's built around the elite. It's built around the Bucks. It's built around Kenny Omega. It's built around those people. And I think that Kenny plays a massive part in the birth of AEW. And I think the seeds for that come from his work in New Japan, along with the Bucks. And I think that that series of matches with Okada, so historically important. So important. So, for me, if you're a John Cena fan, a Roman Reigns fan, you are, maybe Kenny doesn't mean anything to you. But I think if you are a wrestling fan, then Kenny is undeniably one of the big, great names from this. I'm going to say this generation, but it could be the previous generation. I don't know, 10 years ago, he's certainly towards the end of his career now, isn't he? I think he was saying that, actually. I saw an article where he was like, you're not going to get a chance to see the elite in the ring again for much longer. So, every time we appear together is going to be special. So I think even they are kind of seeing that the end is getting close. So, yes, I absolutely would bring Kenny Omega in before he calls it quits. Will Ospreay, look, I think there's an argument Will Ospreay is maybe the greatest wrestler in the world as of right now. My knowledge of what's happening in certain promotions is not very strong. If someone was to tell me that, there was someone in New Japan right now that was much better, I don't know. What I do know is they're struggling and they're going through a rebuild, and there doesn't seem to be much love around New Japan at the moment. I think New Japan's been absolutely gutted by AEW, and they're having to kind of bring through some new stars. So I would imagine there's a lot of good promise and a lot of potential, but I don't know that there's anyone necessarily knocking on Will Ospreay's door. Maybe a Zack Sabre Jr. Maybe. I don't think there's anyone in WWE. I don't think there's anyone male in. EO, obviously fantastic, but male-wise, I don't know that there's anyone necessarily that's competing with Will Ospreay at the moment. Maybe Takeshita. Maybe Takeshita in AEW is kind of knocking on that door. Don't know. This is where AEW heads can probably answer this a bit better. So, look, you'd be an idiot to not want Kenny, who's been so important to this generation. You'd be an idiot to not want Will Ospreay, who I think is arguably the best in-ring wrestler right now. But the only thing I would say is that Will does not want WWE. He's made that very, very clear. He's got no interest in coming to WWE, and that's fine. It's not for everyone. He's happy doing what he's doing. So, Kenny, maybe. Maybe Kenny would like to give WWE a go before he retires. Perhaps he would like to experience the main roster, But, Will Ospreay, I don't know. Maybe, again, when he's older. But he seems to be very clear that he's not very interested at the moment. Benny said, I think Kenny's health and age might stop him going to WWE. Imagine prime Kenny in NXT in black and gold. Kenny AJ and Y2 AJ. That would be epic. Would you like to see that? Well, absolutely. But, obviously, as you said, we're not getting prime AJ. So, not getting prime Kenny, sorry. So, yes, I completely would love to see that. And, listen, I think as long as we knew that it was going to be largely nostalgia driven, as long as we knew, not to have our expectations too high, then, yeah, let's go. I just, I think that with this, it would be something for the hardcore fans, wouldn't it? It would be something for those fans that remember Bullet Club and New Japan at that time. It wouldn't be something that would appeal to everyone. The kind of young girls that are into Tiffany Stratton, I don't think are going to give a flip about Kenny Omega and AJ and digging into that stuff. But for those of us that do care about that and would like to see that, yeah, I think that'd be great. Big Time said Samantha Irvin has come out and said she's 1 year into her non-compete with another year to go. Not sure if there was a need to put that out there in public when she's been quiet about it. Well, to be honest, that's a bit moody, isn't it? I think. I mean, I am actually, I don't know, my feelings about Samantha are a bit complicated because I was never a massive fan of her work, to be honest. I did like how she would do the Chelsea Green. Yeah. I thought that was fun. But there was a few times where she started to stray into that sort of Aubrey Edwards territory where I am old school. I sort of feel like the referees, the ring announcers, I think back to Howard Finkel. I love the Fink, yeah. And I sort of like it where my referees and my ring announcers and, commentators largely to a degree are doing a job and they're professional. And there was just a few times where I felt that Samantha was kind of getting a bit more involved, in the show. And I don't know. I mean, it's personal taste, isn't it? There's a few times where I kind of felt like I think you could tell that she wanted more than what she was given. It's funny, actually. I've never really thought about it, but I think the criticism that I would have of her is that she wasn't just doing the announcing and keeping it professional. She was kind of getting herself involved at times. And as a result of that, it makes sense that, all of a sudden she comes out and says she wants more. She wants to be a manager. She wants to get more involved. Because actually the criticism I would have for her was that she was getting herself more involved. She was trying to, get herself more involved. And I think that's the criticism I would have for her as a ring announcer. People loved it, right? And there's certain aspects that I think was positive, like, the Chelsea Green. Yeah, Chelsea Green. That's Samantha looking at ring announcing, going, how can I inject some of myself, some of my personality into this? I think that worked, but I think there's other times where it I wasn't as keen on it, right? I think, she does it with a few other people and I wasn't as keen about it. Controversial hot take. Didn't like her in tears when Cody finishes his story. Really did not like that. I sort of feel like I saw a lot of people after Cody finished his story talking about Samantha crying rather than talking about Cody. To me, an unnecessary distraction. People saying like, oh God, that's, isn't that amazing how she was in tears? No, not really. Because people should be talking about Cody. They shouldn't be online talking about Samantha Irvin. So there was just always these little things, and they're only minor. They're not major. They're only minor. But there was these little things that were just like, I don't want us to, I don't want us to go down an Aubrey Edwards road where, she's trying to get more and more influence, more personality across. Just do the job. Just do the job. You're good as a ring announcer, so just do the job, right? So to me, I was never a big fan. I always had my concerns. And then, of course, she comes out and says that she wants more and she wants to be a manager and she wants to do this and she wants to do that. So, she ended up leaving, which, to be honest, I was not sorry about. I was not sad about. I don't regard her as a great or anything like that. I mean, she's absolutely not Howard Finkel. And, with all of that being said, I can sit here and say that if they've given her a 2-year non-compete, then I kind of think that's moody on WWE's part, because she's walked away, and okay, you feel like you've got your kind of nose out of joint a little bit, and she's walked away, but why kind of tie her up like that? Why treat her like that, Why can't she go to AEW or somewhere else? What needle mover is she going to be? There might be some people online that enjoyed her work and enjoyed the fact she brought more personality to that role. And again, I have to stress this, it's personal preference. So this is one of those where I would not die on that hill. You're not going to change my mind because I was not a fan of it. But equally, I ain't going to change your mind if you was a fan of it. It's personal taste. It's like arguing with someone over country music if you don't like it, right? They like it, you don't like it. Who cares? Yeah? So I was not a fan of it, but there'll be many, many people that were. And I understand that. That's why we never really talk about it, because not a problem. But, don't be moody and stop her going working elsewhere. Let her go to AEW. If she's got her fans that enjoy her work, then let her go to AEW. Let her go to, wherever, MLW or, I don't know, TNA even, if they want to, But, I don't know. I think, hasn't she sort of gone into music? Perhaps she went into it because she felt she had to. Don't know. With Ricochet over in AEW, I would imagine she would go to AEW, to be honest. So I'd imagine she'd probably land there eventually. But, a 2-year non-compete seems a bit moody. But listen, I wish her all the best with her music. I don't have any ill will towards her. I don't feel any ill will towards her. I was just not a fan of her trying to find a way of kind of getting more of the spotlight from that role. I sort of feel like the way Alicia Taylor does the role is pretty good. I kind of like that. I'm a bit set in my ways, I like how the Fink just did it. He was just there. They tried to get the Fink involved at times. I don't think the Fink was trying to get himself involved. They tried to get him involved a few times. But, that's that. That's my thoughts on that. Tom said, I think Samantha would be better in a movie if she goes to AEW. She will be about 4th in the pecking order. James said, I'm neither a fan of hers or hate her. Yeah, that's fair. Again, you are absolutely right to have your own opinion on this. Well, on anything. But in regards to this, I ain't getting into no argument with anyone over this. This is if someone wants to go, how can you say that she's the greatest of all time? I'd be like, that's absolutely fine. That's fine. I totally understand why you would think that, because she brought some personality. She was fun. She was a pretty good ring announcer. When you strip everything else away and just get down to her actually announcing, she was pretty good at that. But those were the reasons as to why, to me, I was not down when she left or anything, and this is why there's no great campaign from me to bring her back, But I'm really pleased with Alicia Taylor. I think she does a great job, so I'm really pleased with her. Do we think Soroka has to relinquish her title and North American Championship? Soroka, Rayan. Well, that is a talking point, isn't it? Because she is going to address the fans tonight. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that she's got something to say definitely feels like there is going to need to be something. I mean, you don't do a segment like that to go, just so you know everything's fine, So I'm thinking that there's going to be something that goes down. What's this? Las Vegas Mats. Las Vegas Matt said, we have Punk Uso, Rhodes McIntyre. I would imagine we'll get Dirty Dom Penta Rusev, yes. Hopefully Tiffy, Julia, and Stephanie and Nikki, Roxanne, Raquel. After what went down on SmackDown, Nick Aldis has got some huge news regarding Cody, Drew, and Saturday night's main event. So I'd imagine that's him announcing the match, is it? It's only 44 seconds. Might as well watch it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your SmackDown GM Nick Aldis with a major announcement. As many of you know, next Saturday night, November the 1st, we present to you Saturday night's main event. Now, after the events of last week, last Friday, I have been discussing and deliberating with fellow WWE officials and upper management, and we have decided to make the following match official for Saturday night's main event. Cody Rhodes, the WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, will defend the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre.
I mean, we don't need to really watch the rest of that. It's pretty straightforward as to where that's going, isn't it? So, there we go. Match made for Saturday night's main event. That news dropping just 14 minutes ago. David said reports are out that Netflix has been or will be adding adverts to live shows that they're currently doing with Raw in the US. Yes, that is frustrating, isn't it? That is frustrating. For me, it's not a problem because obviously I use that to talk to you guys. I use that to sort out my match scores and everything. So, and I would imagine for you guys, it's not going to be too bad either because you can obviously just jump in the chat and chat amongst each other and kind of share your thoughts about what you've just seen. So actually, I don't personally mind the ad breaks because I think that gives us an opportunity to go, right, what have we just seen? Let's digest it. Where's that going? It's kind of a little bit like, you know, if you ever watch a reaction channel, they'll show like a video of a TV show and then they'll pause it and they'll talk about it and then they'll go back to it. I sort of feel like that allows us to do that where we watch a segment, then we go commercial break, and then that gives us the opportunity to go, what do you think about what we just saw? And I think if we view commercial breaks that way, it's probably a more helpful way to view. It's obviously not ideal. I'm not saying this is great news, but I'm just saying that for me and hopefully us, we can make it work rather than just people that are sat at home and then have got to just watch commercials. You know, we can actually use that time for conversations. So I don't mind commercials, honestly. It gives me a chance to get caught up with bits and bobs. So that's why they're okay for me. And hopefully, as we said, we can make it work for you guys as well. Right, Amy said, for the sake of Zaruka and the fans, let's go, Sol Ruka. If you're going to give up due to injury, give the title to Zarya, who has stood up for you. All the good for Zarya. I don't think they would allow it that way, would it? They're not going to allow someone to just pass that title over. I mean, you can sort of get away with it if you're a tag champ because one of the people is the champ anyway. So, you know, changing partners is something we've seen before. But like actually going, I can't be the champ anymore. I'm going to give the belt to this person. Rightfully, the rest of the locker room would be like, what? You can't just give the belt over. Like, you've got to win the championship. So I think if she was to say, I'm going to give it to Zaruka, I'd imagine the locker room would come out, be up in arms. Ava would probably make a tournament, a battle royal, or something to crown the new champion. I don't think she would get away with handing it over. I mean, famously, we had that moment, didn't we, with Andre winning the title back in the day from Hogan. And then he handed the belt to the $1 Million Man. And WWE were like, you can't do that. And so the belt was vacated. And that's how we got the WrestleMania 4 tournament. So I don't think she would get away with that, to be honest. But she could give it a try. Foxy Light said the problem is if they do commercial breaks during the matches, you miss up half the match. That is true. I agree with that. Commercial breaks during matches suck because you're right. Like I think WWE don't mind it though because they, I think, use that as a way of bringing you back. So, you know, if you watch the first part of a match and you're into it, you're like, oh, who's going to win? And then you go to commercial. The hope is that you'll stay with the show and not flick channels because you want to find out who wins. So it's a TV trick. It's I agree. I mean, one of the things that we love about PLEs is we don't have commercials. And so that means that the matches are uninterrupted. And if we get, I don't think they would do it, honestly. I think with like a PLE, I'm hoping that they wouldn't put commercials in during matches. I mean, that is a conversation then. That is where my mind very much changes, because that does take you out of a match. Watching a match and then bang, you go to commercial. You know, you're kind of taken out of, they build all that kind of momentum and then bang, you're at commercial and you're out of it. And when you come back, you've got to get back into it again. So yes, that would be a problem. And I really think that it's an issue for Raw and SmackDown having commercials during matches. I don't know that you can really prevent it though, because as I said, certainly with SmackDown, Raw you probably can. Raw you could prevent it, because Netflix can choose where the ad breaks go. But in regards to SmackDown, that's on USA Network, isn't it? That's the priority. That's where they get most money, is USA Network paying like $300 million a year or whatever. So on that one, they use it to get you to come back from commercial break. So yeah, good point actually. Matches, commercials during matches really flipping suck. AJJ Dartlord said, do you remember Andre the Giant tried to give the championship to $1 Million Man? Yes. Tom said, I agree. I would rather have video packages than ad breaks, or maybe a backstage ad segment with Truth and Alpha Academy, says Tom. Daze, with the recent talk of WWE booking in AI, which of the shows do you think will be the guinea pig? I say Evolve. Well, I think it's all of them. I don't think that they are going to just completely replace the creative team with AI. I think there's such, honestly, I think you've got to really, I think you've got to be really honest about your feelings of AI, and if you like it or don't like it. I think you've really got to be honest about your feelings about WWE, if you're a fan or not a fan. I think you've got to be really honest about your knowledge of business as well, right? And if you've got knowledge and if you don't have like an awareness. And I think however you answer those things is going to result in the conversation you end up having. And what I mean by this is, if you're not a fan of WWE, AI being used in creative is a very easy thing to bash. I'm not interested in having a conversation with those people, because they're not going to give you a conversation. They're just going to use it as a hammer to kind of bash WWE with, right? Oh, you're using AI, can't come up with any interesting ideas. That's embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. Not interested in a conversation with those people, right? If you are someone that doesn't really understand how AI is going to be implemented, I am interested in a conversation with those people. But I think there needs to be a bit of an understanding that, you know, this is going to be gradually introduced. It's not going to be a case where it's like, sorry, guys, you're all gone now. We're just going to have a whole, you know, AI's doing everything. I mean, that's not going to happen, right? AI is, first of all, from what I've seen, nowhere near strong enough. But it is constantly improving. But not only that, like, you're going to need to make sure that there's, like, someone that's bringing it all together, someone that's, like, you know, overseeing it all. And also, you're going to need to make sure as well that, you know, it's kind of a voice in the room. So, for me, like, AI can be brought in as a voice in the room. So, you remember, I don't know if you saw WWE Unreal, but there was like a table and there was people all around the table. At the end of the table, just have a guy and a laptop with his notes, and like, you know, they can turn to him and say, have we got any new storyline ideas that are to do with like a couple? And he can then go, well, yeah, let me go to my spreadsheet. Here's 10 different ideas for what a couple in WWE could do. Or here's 10 different ideas for a faction that's about to break up. Here's 10 different ideas for a friend that's about to be betrayed, right? Here's, do you need 20? Do you need 30? Do you need 40? Do you need 50? Have you got what is it? Is it someone like that's turning against their line manager? Is it someone pushing back against the GM? Is it someone pushing back against Triple H? I mean, do we need to get specific? Because I can just run that now. I mean, there's a lot of bad faith around AI. And I think the reason for that is because of the amount of AI slop that's around that's really rubbish. And so people are like, AI sucks, right? No, bad AI sucks. Good AI could solve cancer, right? So bad AI sucks, I agree. But obviously we're not looking at implementing bad AI. We're looking at implementing good AI, right? Constructive AI, the kind of AI that is going to revolutionize the world. So for me, like having a conversation with AI with people that have coming into it with the wrong headspace, coming into it with the wrong mindset, I'm just not interested in those conversations. You ain't going to get anywhere with people with those kind of minds. I think a lot of the kind of dialogue online is wrong, honestly. I think it's wrong. I think it's short-sighted. I think the other thing as well is that there's a lot of bad faith around AI because it's going to replace jobs. I think I've kind of accepted that's going to happen already. I've already accepted that's going to happen. I don't see how you stop it. You've got a computer that can generate never-ending storylines. It can write you episodes worth of content. It can write you months worth of content. As long as you've got, you put enough into the system, you explain enough. I don't know where it can. I don't know where the line is at the moment. I said the other day, I mean, could it deliver you 4 episodes of Raw? Could it deliver you 8? Could it deliver you 12 in one go? Could it deliver you unlimited amounts of episodes of Raw? I don't know where the line is. What I do know is it's a very, very powerful tool. The idea that it would not be used in creative, well, it's just going to be used in creative. It's going to happen. So, but we're not going to replace everyone. It's not like we just all of a sudden go, right, you're done, you're out. I think the first thing you do is you bring it into the room and you use it as a reference and you kind of like throw ideas around with your creative team. And if you're struggling with something, you run it with AI, or you need a certain inspiration, storyline, you check with AI, and actually it gives you something that might not be in its final form. It might be such and such does this, and then such and such joins in, and then such and leads to this, and you go, well, I'm not a big fan of that, actually, but if we change that to that actually works really well. And so it can be a spark that leads to something else. Why you would close that door? The only thing I could think is if you are hell-bent on AI not replacing jobs, and it is a burning passion that you've got that you're not going to allow that to happen. And we as a society, as a human race, all agree that we're not going to allow that to happen. That's the only way I think you're going to stop it. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. It's too powerful. It's like the birth of the internet, as I said the other day. It's too powerful. And it's only getting better. It's only getting more accurate. It's only getting better. It can look at every book ever written, every story ever told. As long as it's on the internet, it's got access to it. So I know that where it is at the moment is not good enough, but there is absolutely no reason as to why ChatGPT can't be in the room right now for Raw and SmackDown meetings. And it's just a reference. You know, you kind of need an out-of-the-box idea. ChatGPT it, see what comes back. You ain't got to use it. The idea that whatever AI says you have to use as well, I don't understand. I found it a bit annoying, actually, when that Bobby Lashley story came out, because the Bobby Lashley likes Japanese culture thing is obviously sounds stupid, but we're talking about something that can generate endless ideas, and people are focused on one idea that it came up with, one bad idea. I mean, I don't know. It's bad. There's bad faith in it. It's bad faith. If you want to have a conversation, a real adult conversation around it, I'm definitely here for that. But this is so powerful, and it's definitely going to play a part in the future. But it's not going to take over whole creative teams right now. It's just I would have it as just a voice in the room. Wrestler Andy said, you need to create an AI bot version of yourself to fill in for holiday leave. Well, I mean, all of that is going to happen, isn't it? I mean, I don't know when watch-alongs will be done by AI, but I mean, there is an actress now that's AI. I mean, there is like these models. I mean, they can create videos, as you've seen, but actually like live reacting. I mean, I don't know how far away we are from that. I don't know where, I mean, is that 5 years away? It feels like there's a little bit of time, but yeah, I mean, eventually I will get replaced. Even I've accepted that. The only thing that you've got to hope is that when these industries do get replaced by AI, we've figured out what we do with people, you know? We've sort of figured out how people live. I mean, we can't just have everyone out on the streets. So, I mean, there's going to have to be a solution. There's going to have to be a fix. But, you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but I get sent like AI art quite often, fan art. And I'm just not that engaged with it because I know that you type in a couple of sentences, you can generate anything now. I mean, like, I feel sorry for artists already. Even now, I think that if there's someone actually in our community that does art. They do like these lovely pen drawings and they're really good. But who's going to be interested in purchasing those when with a few clicks of a button, you can generate something just as good online yourself easily? I mean, already artists surely are the canary in the coal mine. You know, they're the ones that have got to be feeling it first. And I would imagine, you know, maybe, I mean, we just did some song lyrics the other day. I mean, I've got to think that how many bands do you reckon are using AI to write their lyrics? There might not be AI bands, but how many lyrics do you think are being written right now thanks to ChatGPT? God only knows how many. If I was in a band, I would do it. Of course I would. I need a song about, you know, losing a loved one. And, you know, you see what comes back. And you might not use the whole thing, but you could certainly take elements out and, you know, use that as a starting point. I mean, maybe if you took those elements out and then put it back through GPT, perhaps it would then generate something new. It can just generate endless things. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, but I don't think we ever stop it. I don't see how you stop it because, I mean, where there's money to be made, people are going to make that money, aren't they? There's money to be made in AI. People are going to make money. So the people are, you know, if there's whole industries that you can have the power of replacing, I mean, that is untold power, you know? It's really scary stuff. Much scarier than just have we got a chat GPT in a creative meeting. That is so minor compared to what I think this is going to do. So, yeah, I don't want to keep going back to the AI conversation, but this is the it's really hit on, you know. Comer said, did you hear that scientists are working on regrowing human teeth? And Japanese scientists said they're coming out with medication. No, I didn't, but no, that's interesting. Robbie said the AI actress won't be hired by any major studios. That's been announced. Actors and actresses are refusing. At least Hollywood is being sensible about it. Yeah, but the problem you've got is Hollywood will just get replaced, won't it? I mean, the truth is that these actors and actresses can be put into movies. Even movies can be generated at a tiny percentage of the cost they normally would cost because you don't need sets. You can just generate environments. You can generate actors and actresses that don't need to be paid. So actors and actresses that are getting like 10, 20 million a film, there's 10, 20 million you've saved. And all these sets you've had to construct. everything now can just be generated, which means that films can be put out, scripts can be written by AI, so you don't need writers. Actors and actresses already exist. That technology is showing itself now. And we know that scenes can be generated. I mean, we're seeing that all over social media. We're seeing clips. And I think we have the ability to generate longer footage, right? So, I mean, Hollywood itself will just be bypassed. It'll just be bypassed. There is no way you're going to be able to kind of stop films being put out online. And if you genuinely have something that is AI generated, that is a really compelling story that people are hearing buzz about, you know, it's only going to take that first film that's got a bit of buzz about it. It's a bit like Netflix. Netflix got in and made its own films. Hollywood was horrified by that. And all of a sudden, Netflix now starts winning awards. And, you know, Netflix films start appearing at, like, the Oscars. And all of a sudden, cinemas have been bypassed. I mean, think about cinemas and that whole industry. And now you've got Netflix and Amazon Prime and people coming out with their own films so that you go to their streaming services. And the cinemas are completely cut out. There wasn't a way of the industry kind of preventing that from happening. Cinemas obviously couldn't prevent that from happening. And I think the same is going to be true of AI, where we're going to have these films being generated. They're going to be much cheaper. They're going to, you know, there will be services, like be it streaming services or whoever, who will platform them. And even if they don't, they'll just, you know, they'll create their own platform. They'll find a way of getting like these to market. Even if they have to put them out on YouTube at first, they'll find a way of getting people to see them. They'll share clips through social media. I mean, there would have to be a complete shutdown. It would have to be that YouTube, social media, just like society would just have to agree we're not going to engage with this content. But honestly, if you've got some cute characters and you've got some good stories and you've got some stuff that gets a bit of attention that people genuinely find funny or dramatic, or, you know, it really appeals, people see some clips and they're like, that looks good, you know, and then they take a chance on the film, they really enjoy it, and that's it, it's over. I mean, and you've got endless amounts of times that you can try and do that. I just don't see any way that this is stopped. I don't see any way this is stopped. Taker1990 said, after AI takes over our society, we will become what the Hunger Games predicts. Well, I mean, I think it would be great if there was a way of, like, maybe the government's owning the AI kind of workers, and then everyone gets allocated money. Like, something along those lines. You know, it comes from the government and everyone gets paid and we don't have to do anything. Like, that could be pretty cool, you know? Imagine if, like, all the industries are owned by... I mean, I don't know if that's communism, or I have no idea what the words are for these things, but I'm just thinking, like, if we're not going to have jobs in the future, then... and we just sit at home, how do we afford food? Like, how are we going to be able to afford these things? Someone's going to have to give us money from somewhere. So, and I can only think that would be the government. I can't think who else would give us money, unless it's like from the companies themselves. But I don't know why the companies would just give us money. Surely all the money would go in the government, and then the government kind of hands it out to the citizens, and everyone would just get paid from there, you know? And then we all just get to play video games and watch TV shows, and every month pick up our wage, pick up a check. That doesn't sound too bad to me, to be honest. I could very much live in that world right now. I'm sure there's some downside to that I'm not seeing, but imagine if the government owned all the AI generated stuff. Perhaps, like, I mean, someone's got to type the stuff in, I suppose, but eventually would it just self-generate? perhaps it would just self-generate. And if it does that, then, you know, we've just got to make sure it doesn't destroy us all. That's the big concern. We just need to make sure it doesn't destroy us. When it comes to, like, is it going to book wrestling shows? I don't give a flip. I'm more worried about the future of humanity than who's going to book Raw, you know? But, yeah, I don't know if that's communism or whatever. Imagine an AI president of the United States. Well, God only knows where these things are going to flipping go to. Do you know, that's really interesting, though, because imagine with AI, if you did actually type in, okay, this is how much money we're getting in tax. These are the things that we've got to spend it on. And eventually AI could tell you how best to actually spend your money. Like, okay, NHS needs this much, defense needs this much, you've got to spend this much, because it can look at all of the data and it can look at what needs what, and it can best allocate it better than a human could. I mean, there's endless ways of him using AI. Again, I don't want to keep going on about it, but do you see how stupid it is that Bobby Lashley Japanese culture and people are like, AI sucks, I can't believe they're using AI. It is going to revolutionize the world. It's going to destroy whole industries. And there's people out there that are talking about Bobby Lashley and all this stuff. It's like, what are you on about? That's why having a conversation with people that don't come into it with good faith is just irrelevant. Connor said, who do you guys think is going to win at Saturday night's main event? CM Punk or Jay? I would think CM Punk, but because I would think that something's going to happen with Jimmy and Jay. So I would think CM Punk. But I don't know. WWE do have an ability to surprise, and they have done that a few times this year. Okay, let's go over to questions because I haven't jumped over there and said, oh, no. We've still just got the couple. Let's go back to the live chat. Where are we? You've got 50 minutes. Right. I try not to think about that topic, said AJ J Dartlord, because I've got a 7-year-old daughter and I pay my child support. I'm out on disability from cancer and I've got another test on the 23rd. What? How does that connect to? I don't know if I've walked halfway into a conversation there, but how does that connect to AI? But how does that connect to AI? Nick said, people have the same fear about electricity, TV, and the internet. Do you know, I think it's very comparable to that, yes. I think it's very comparable to that. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I've got my concerns. I mean, booking wrestling shows is not one of them, right? Booking wrestling shows that, to be honest, in 2025 needed booking better anyway, is not one of my concerns. But, yeah, you know, like the whole industry's getting replaced and me being replaced and some of you being replaced. And I mean, it's funny. We actually had a guy round on Saturday because I didn't stream this weekend, as you know. And we actually had an electrician round because our power cuts out sometimes. And we had an electrician round to try and find the fault. And he actually said, like, oh, you do YouTube? I was like, yeah. And he was like, how has AI kind of had an effect? And straight away, he just mentioned AI to me. And I was chatting with him, and I was like, oh, you know, it hasn't really yet, but it will. I mean, there's a few things, you know, you can see people are having AI thumbnails generated. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've seen videos that you click on that are clearly AI read. You know, there's clearly videos that have been completely done by AI. And I'm sure you're seeing that on all the social platforms. I think there is going to be a crackdown on that. And I think that's where AI is getting bad rep because it's so easy to generate. There's just so much rubbish that is out there. Loads of rubbish that's out there. And that's where it's getting its kind of bad name from, or certainly part of it. But yeah, it's just, it's everywhere. It's the talk of the town, isn't it? It's the talk of the town. Taking jobs, says Dark Lords. Oh yeah, I can see it's going to go that way. But the thing is, if it does take jobs, then as we said, they're going to have to do something eventually. I mean, it can't just take whole industries without there being some response. It'll be very interesting when that first kind of industry really feels it. I mean, I don't know about artists, as I said, or playwrights, screenwrights. I still feel like we're in the early stages of it. So I don't feel like its impact has fully been felt yet. But it'll be real interesting once it does. And, we're starting to see a few little things like with that AI actress, whatever. And like the conversation we've had in regards to creative, WWE creative. But I mean, there's going to be a whole industries that kind of gets replaced. It's going to be very interesting to see the response when that happens. Jenny said, my country currently has got a female president and a female prime minister. Our crime rate has dropped by 20%. Our employment is up 15%. And our GDP is up. Need I say more? Girl power, says Miss Trini. We had a woman in charge of our country. She absolutely crashed our economy. So I'm not too sure that it's boys bad, girls goods. But I can pick up what you're putting down, but I can pick up what you're putting down. I wish the US had a woman as president, said AJ Dartlords. Suzanne said, we need a female president. It's about time. Well, I do agree with that because I think that there is like a real stigma there, isn't there? I mean, we had Maggie Thatcher, who is very divisive. Some people loved her, some people hated her. A lot of people hated her. But there's a lot of people that loved what she did as well. And, we managed to kind of overcome that in the 80s, having a woman in charge. And since then, we've had a couple of other women in charge. And it's mixed results, honestly. I mean, as I said, it's not as simple as like girls good, boys bad. It's the same, to be honest. But I do think that America would benefit by having a woman at some point because there does seem to be a bit of a reluctance or resistance, or it's like a stigma, isn't it? And that's, I think, a good thing to just get out of the way. Because honestly, guys, women, they can be great. And if you take anything from this stream, I really hope it's that. I really hope it's that. Maggie was just a wrong one, said AJ Dartlords. Becky Lynch for president, said Adam. Johnny said, in a way, we always had AI actors with cartoons, anime, and CGI generated monsters. In a way, yeah, I see what you're saying. You could argue that they took jobs away from actors if those worlds and stories were to be told in real life instead, But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've spoke a lot about AI in recent times, and I think we've said all that needs to be said at the moment. We'll have to just see where it goes. Miss Trini said you also had a queen. She was the best. Having a male prime minister still wasn't without a female presence. You need a female presence. Well, we don't have one right now. We've got a king, and we've got, and actually throughout the UK's and England's history, obviously there's been a lot of kings. And so, I mean, what I would say is, yeah, I mean, she was awesome. Loved the queen. So, as we said, women can do great things. I agree. Liz Truss lasted like 23 days, and she was the Queen's final prime minister. Yes, she was. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy to think that she only lasted that short amount of time, and that was the prime minister when the Queen passed away. What a crazy 20-odd days that was. And she was the one I was talking about crashing the economy. We'll probably get an AI male president before an actual female one, said G Doggy Dog. AJJ Dartlord said, Daze, did you hear about Ober as main roster movements? I haven't, actually. I haven't really been on the news so much today. So I'm a little bit out of the loop. So are they saying that he is main roster bound, are they? I normally jump over on Wrestle Purists, actually. We could just quickly have a little walk of the news. Braun Strowman addresses his social media exchange with Heyman. He said, I keep getting this tweeted with Paul Heyman. I've never even talked to Paul or acknowledged Paul. I don't know why he got so upset and came back at me. Especially because he gets to see my face every commercial break on SmackDown. And let's be real, if anyone knows about me having a show, about ordering everything on the menu, you know it would be Paul. I've got no idea why Heyman wrote what he did about me. I guess I struck a nerve. I don't know. I didn't deliberately or intentionally mean to talk to him about any of that stuff. I don't know what's going on. And maybe he's just sensitive. Maybe he misses me. That's probably what it is. I think the ratings are struggling, and they realise that when the monster's on TV, he draws ratings. I'm not sure that was totally true, but okay. Saturday night's main event, we looked at that. Jasmine Nix said she tried to negotiate a raise, but there was no budget, which I think is fair, to be honest. I mean, obviously TKO have got their parameters. There was no budge. I was like, okay, if that's where it stands, if there's nothing else I can do, then, you know, she walked away. Fine. Dominic Mysterio with Nate Diaz. That was the talking about the Elite not being around much more. Jasmine disagrees with Bully Ray's questioning her passion. Weird guest to have on Ariel Hawani's show, by the way. Jasmine Nix. A bit of a strange guest to have on. I don't know, like, how many people are watching Ariel Hawani's show that are going to be interested in a girl from NXT that wasn't the biggest name in NXT, you know. Just a weird name to go and get, but... Nathan Frazier reveals the original plans for Axiom's split. Double champ Sol Ruka is going to provide an update on her status. Deadline is set for December 6th. AJ said he was caught off guard by Cena's introduction for him. Lillian announces she's signed 2 more years with WWE. Tony is proud about Wrestle Dream. Santos Escobar is slated to be at Raw next week. Tony Khan, no one cares. Maxine. Tony Khan praises John Cena. There's still voices within WWE that are trying to push Austin Theory. Lovely. Samantha Irvin reflects on her 1-year departure. Big E praises Roxanne Perez. That's it. Nothing on here about Oba. I'm sure it's out there. It hasn't made Wrestle Purists, but that's everything Wrestle Purists have got today. So that's all nothing massive there by the looks of it, to be honest. Adam said everyone's excited for Oba, and I don't blame them. I wonder if NXT still gets its talent from the Indies. All I hope is that they get some talent from the NWA. With them being on Roku, they have been getting a lot better. Well, they are. I mean, they're getting people from WWE ID, aren't they? I think people on NWA, though, I don't know. They might be under NWA contracts. So I don't know how easy it is to go and get them. So, WWE ID is... how. So as soon as people are available, if we like them, we can sign them to an NXT deal or a Performance Center deal or a WWID deal. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're constantly looking. WWE will be aware of what's happening in NWA. Big Time said, I saw a newborn baby curled up to his mom and then jump out of bed and run away. The dad rugby tackled the baby, and that is what AI has become. Well, still sounds better than AEW. I would vote Linda as the first US president. Living with Vince all these years, she has proven she is a master politician, and she will not take beep from any country. William, thank you. Daze, what happened to Unseen? There wasn't one. There just wasn't enough for an episode. I wasn't too worried about it because obviously we had done the Raw breakdown, and I kind of felt like a lot of the talking points from yesterday was probably from what went down on Raw, like new champ, what was going on with Jay and Jimmy and all that sort of stuff. But once I had recorded that and I'd done the review video, I looked at what was in my folder. I had about 2 things in the fun folder, and I think there was like 2 things in the WWE folder. There was obviously a fair bit in thanks, and there was a couple of things in community, but I was like, there's just not enough there for a video. So I've said before, I mean, I'm not going to do a video for the sake of doing a video. I think Unseen is good because when people watch it, there's a lot of info in there, or there's some fun stuff in there, or do you know what I mean? There's some substance. There's something to get your teeth into. I mean, you could skip through certain, not interested in that, not interested in that. I'm sure you'll find something in there that is of interest. But there just was not enough. I would imagine there will be enough tonight, though, what with the extra bits that have dropped today, added to just the couple of bits I had yesterday. So I can't see a reason why there won't be an episode tonight. But yeah, that nothing, no conspiracy or anything. There just wasn't enough. And, you know, I could fill it with rubbish, you know. I mean, I get tagged in a lot of bits and bobs that are just... do you know what I mean? It's all right. I could include it. I might not include it. I don't know. I really do want there to be stuff that genuinely I've kind of reacted. That's the test, really. If I look at it and I react to it, I'm like, oh, that's great. Or that's really funny, or ooh, that's interesting. Like, however I react is how I feel others may react. So, you know, if I don't really have much stuff in there, then there's no point. Taker 1990 said, what have the dirt sheets said about what happened to Sol? I haven't actually seen anything today. I mean, I got up and I did a members stream, so I have not really been on the news today. So the only thing is that Sol is going to provide an update. I don't know if Fightful Select have said anything. I can just have a quick look. Fightful Select sometimes get some scoops. They might have something, some info. NXT deadline date. Adam Cole status. There's nothing to that. No. Nothing from Fightful Select. So, don't know. We're going to have to just wait and see. She's going to speak tonight regarding some recent occurrences. So, Wrestle purists are just saying that it's an update on her status following the injury that she suffered on Friday. Big Time said Jasmine was on the aerial show. She was asked why she left. WWE offered her the same deal. She asked for a raise. They didn't budge. She mentioned cost of living is challenging. Well, it is. I mean, I think it's challenging for everyone. I would push back on that, honestly. I mean, I think they're getting paid, what, 70-odd thousand? 70-odd thousand. If you can't make $70,000 a year work, then I don't have no sympathy for you. I mean, $70,000 a year is a very, very good wage. I don't need to tell you that. It's a very, very good wage. So, listen, she's living her life. She was not thinking that that was enough money for her. That's absolutely fine. She is right to feel that she can earn more and achieve more. And if she can, God bless her, honestly. Fair play. So I don't have any ill will towards her, but I would not be willing to sit and listen to her talk about cost of living when there are people earning drastically less than that and making it work, you know? I sort of feel like, you know, when I was young, I had no idea how to get into wrestling. I had no idea as to, you know, WWE was just this company that was just a pipe dream, you know? I mean, it's just unfathomable. Now it is so easy. I would argue maybe too easy to get into wrestling. I would argue that it's too easy to find a way of getting into wrestling. I feel like you don't really need to be much of a dreamer anymore to get in. Do you know what I mean? It's very easy to find a wrestling school, get trained up, and then, work the indies, make connections and find your way to NXT, find your way to TNA. It's really, really easy. So I sort of think that now, like, you've got an opportunity to become a wrestler. Genuinely, I think if you're a kid and you really want to be a wrestler and that is your dream, I think that, like, look at that Izzy girl, yeah? She's following her dream, and she is, working indie dates and doing all that stuff. And she is, I don't really have much doubt, going to make it to a decent company. I would imagine NXT would, give her a look at some point. It's a great story to tell, isn't it? She was the girl that Sasha made cry 10 years ago. And now here she is, a wrestler herself. Like, there's definitely some money to be made there. I was really surprised AEW didn't capitalize on that, actually. When they were going up against NXT the other week, against the Invasion show, and Mercedes was going up against a mystery opponent, kind of felt like, I think it was 10 years to the day as well. Like, you could have done Mercedes against that Izzy girl. Mercedes, of course, would have won. But that would have got people talking. I think that would have got people talking more than bringing in Lacey Lane or Caden Carter, like, who I think it did turn out to be. So, I sort of think that if you can get into wrestling quite easy now, I think you can get to NXT TNA quite easy. And maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe the part of the problem is that before you used to have to work hard to get to that level. Now you can get to it quite easily. I think Jasmine got to that quite easily. So to her, I don't think she sees it as an achievement, getting to NXT. I mean, being in NXT is a prize in itself. There's lots of people that would do it for half the money that she was getting paid. There's people that would do it for no money to work in NXT. As long as they can find a way of getting some food and keeping a roof over their head. Like, they would do it for the training. They would do it for the experience. They would do it for the sheer hope that if they gave everything, they could make it to the main roster where you make the big bucks, There's people that would do it for nothing and just, try and chase that dream. Perhaps it was all just too easy. And so, I don't know, trying to bring out a cost of living conversation, I don't think is going to land with too many people. I can't see too many online that are going to be sympathetic towards someone that was earning 70-odd thousand a year, as like cost of living. We know cost of living is a thing, but I'm not sure it quite fits in that regard. But I don't know, perhaps there's some out there that feel different, that have got some sympathy. You're going to struggle to find it from me. If you had a chance to go back to start and be in any role in WWE, like a wrestler or creative or commentary or cameraman, or what would be your dreams, Sir Irish Sam? I mean, I didn't have a dream to be in WWE because it was never achievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, like, it would be like, I've got a dream of being in Pixar. I mean, it's just not, you can't be in Pixar. And in my mind, you couldn't be in WWE. WWE was an American company in America. And that's where I wasn't in America. That was in America. I wasn't in America. And even if it was a British company, it would have been in London. I'm not in London. I'm in the Midlands, like, and I was not the kind of kid that was gonna pack up, leave home, and live on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, that was not. That's the kind of thing that you hear about in movies and stuff like this. Like, in the real world, where I live, where I go to school, I come back, I have dinner, I play football down the park. I'm not going to run away from home. And I can't anyway, because they're not in this country. They're not in this country, they're in America. And, information about tryouts was not readily available. And honestly, as I was growing up, I didn't even see wrestling shows when I was a kid. I didn't even see local wrestling shows. So it's not even as if I could have got into local wrestling I mean, it never crossed my mind because it was never a thing that was achievable. So that's fine. You know, I am envious of people growing up now for how easy it is. Probably why I also don't have much sympathy for Jasmine Nix. I don't even know that she's looking for sympathy, to be honest. She might not be, but I don't have much sympathy. You know, she wanted a raise. She didn't get it. She chose to walk away. To me, bonkers. I don't know why you would do that. But, you know, if this was not her dream, if it's not this, you know, some people, it's this or nothing. Like, this is my everything, yeah? Clearly, that is not the case for her. So, okay, thanks. Bye. That's it. Don't go bringing cost of living into this. Because for the amount of money you were earning, you were fine, yeah? Maybe you can't have every comfort under the sun, right? Perhaps we can't have spa day every day. But I wouldn't go bringing in cost of living, right? But anyway, if I could go back and do anything, I don't know, you'd probably be a wrestler, wouldn't you? Because the thing is, you can transition to anything else from that. I mean, look at Triple H. He's in charge of head of creative. And look at Shawn Michaels. He's doing it in NXT. If you look at like commentary, you've got Taz that's doing commentary over in AEW, Nigel McGuinness, Wade Barrett, of course, in WWE. Corey Graves was a wrestler that's now transitioned to commentary. So, I mean, you could go to commentary from wrestling. You can go to creative from wrestling. You could be a cameraman. I can't see why a jobber like couldn't go and become a cameraman, you know? Maybe John Cena ain't going to do that. But I feel like if you're a wrestler, you can become anything else. So, yeah, I think you'd want to train up and be a wrestler and then transition from there. Danny said, I think if you're on WWE TV weekly, you should be able to earn a livable wage. Jasmine was making $60,000 a year after taxes. My sister makes more working in a pharmacy. Well, listen, you can't tell me $60,000 a year is not livable wage. That is absolutely a livable wage. I mean, I know that there's inflation and everything, but no. I'm not interested in conversations about other people earning more. And actually, if you work in a pharmacy, that's a specialist area. Like, you've got to have like real training to work in a pharmacy. And so, yeah, I mean, look, there's people out there that are working in Walmarts, that are working in restaurants. I mean, NXT is WWE's developmental system. That's where we're kind of trying people out to see if they are good enough for the main roster. Now, obviously, if you are on NXT, that's a good sign that you're going to make it. But in my mind, that's just more of a reason to not walk away. That's just more of a reason to stay and make it work. But $60,000 a year is not good enough. No. Yes, there are going to be people that are paid more, but the dream is to make it to the main roster where you then start getting $300,000 a year, you know? I mean, look, if she's had a conversation with someone and they've said, I just don't know that you're going to make it, and she's looked at how much she's earning and she's gone, well, if I'm not going to make it, it's better that I leave now so that I can go somewhere where I'm going to make more money. No problem. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with her pursuing whatever she wants to pursue or taking the life decisions that she has got to take. But no, I will push back against a cost of living conversation. Because, yes, there are people that earn more, but those people that are earning more are going to be well-trained and are, you know, deserve to earn more. I mean, I think someone that works in a pharmacy should earn a really good wage. I'm not down on people earning good money that work in a pharmacy. I'm not down on doctors and nurses and people like that earning good money. They absolutely should. And I would even go as far as to say they should earn more than people that are training in WWE's developmental. But the dream is that you make it to that main roster. And that's where you make the really big bucks, you know? That's where you make serious money. So I think in NXT, you should have a wage that is comfortable, that means that you should, be able to afford a place and your petrol and your foods and all of that stuff, little bit of money for going out. And for me, 60,000 ticks that box. It's obviously not going to be a life where you are going to be able to go out partying all the time, or do you know what I mean, buy whatever it is you want. I mean, if you get to NXT, it's not like you've won the lottery in the sense of financially, but it does mean that you are well on your way to that main roster. And if you get there, then it is like you've won the lottery. That's where the big bucks finally come in. David said, I want to say thanks for the unseens. They're brilliant. I am new to the community. I found you through a good friend, Edward, that I go to college with, and he's a great guy. David, are you Edward in disguise? Because no one ever says that. Is this Edward's burner account? Is this Edward James rather than David James? And actually, now I think about it, David James was the name of the Liverpool goalkeeper. Edwards! Hey! David James says, no, it's not. Oh, okay. Well, David, I appreciate the kind words, but welcome to the community, David. It's lovely to have you around, but... AJ said, I think being that I've been poor, I know how to survive off barely anything. And I'll get more, but then I get sick and my mum passed away. I started doing YouTube, said AJ Dartlords. Well, YouTube is a good thing to get into. I don't think it's financially rewarding. I think that it can be, but I mean, you need millions of subscribers really to, like, I would say, have that nice house and all of that stuff. I mean, I haven't got my own place yet. I mean, I'm trying to save, but, it's, I was earning about the same when I was working in a store. I've said that before. In fact, I might have been earning a bit more. Well, if I think about bonuses at the end of the year when I worked in the entertainment store, I was definitely earning more when I was in retail than what I earn now. So it's one of those where there's so many myths around YouTube and social media and all of that. And there's so much fake news as well. I mean, so many fake watches, rented cars. Do you know what I mean? People showing off bling. All you ever see is everyone's great life. Do you know what I mean? On Instagram and all of that. And so much of it is fake. So much of it is fake. You wouldn't believe. I mean, you can look at everyone else and it looks like they're just having the greatest life in the world. It just looks like everything is going well. And you can sometimes wonder, why is my life not like that? And it's like, well, guess what? Their life ain't like that either. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows, even though it might look like it for many, many people out there, so... Yeah, it's YouTube can be obviously a good thing to get into, but I don't think it's probably unlikely that it's going to bring you any kind of major financial support. David said, I've not seen Edward in a few weeks since college. David, shout out to you, but... Jasmine probably made more money playing professional soccer in Iceland, yes, but now she's mentioning cost of living. Well, she probably did make more money in professional soccer in Iceland. Obviously, I don't know what the women footballers in Iceland get paid. She may have done, she may not have done. I don't know, but if it turned out that she did, then great. Good for her. I mean, it's one of those where she is, she's going to have to take the best decision for her, isn't she? She's going to have to take the best decision for her. And if she thinks this is the best decision for her, then brilliant. I got to tell you, though, I mean, I do think it burns bridges because I think there's a lot of wrestling fans that would love to be in NXT. And I think there's a lot of wrestling fans that would love to be wrestlers. And I think there's a lot of wrestlers that would love to be in NXT. I think there's a lot of people that would be on NXT, as I said, for a lot less. So to be in that position and to choose to walk away, that's fine. That's great. You do that. You do you. But I think there's a lot of people that are going to be like, well, I wouldn't have done that. I don't think that was the right thing to do. I would not have done that personally. And so, you know, if that's the decision she's made, then, well, fair play. But I don't know that, like, if she was to come back now, for example, there would be much affection for her. I feel like she's sort of shown a bit of a true colour there, in the sense of, you know, if you really wanted this, if this was like a big dream and you were given everything, you wouldn't have walked away. And again, I will push back hard on cost of living. But I'm saying I know what it's like to save and balance. But a lot of people don't. My father and mother raised me well. Yeah, good. People think you could get a lot lucky. I'm close to 100 subs. I know that's not big money unless you have over 100,000. Even then, it's not big money. You really need more because YouTube has changed. It's not about subs. It's about how many people that it's about how many people watch. Obviously, it's subs are irrelevant. I mean, you could have 0 subs, but as long as your videos are getting like 100,000 views, 200,000 views, 300,000 views, you know, I mean, the way to look at it is, I reckon you probably get about £1 for every 1,000 views. Probably. So, I mean, if you think I do Unseen and it gets about 6,000-7,000 views, I probably make £6-7. And you could go, what's the point in that, right? But obviously you do it because you hope that, you know, people watch it, enjoy it, and then maybe come and join the streams, or maybe check out another video. And you sort of hope that as time goes by, things grow. That's the point of reason of doing it, right? But I mean, that's the kind of money that you're talking about. That's honestly, I mean, I haven't looked. I never go in my analytics to look at how much each video earns. It might be £1.50, right? It might be £2 now. I don't know, but I know that that's the ballpark. It's not like I do Unseen and I make £50 for each one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, it's going to be like £7, £14 max, that sort of range for each Unseen. So, you know, I do those each day, and obviously I do the streams. It's based on ads, isn't it? I mean, we stream so much that I don't get paid any extra for all this talking I do. Actually, from a business point of view, what I do is ridiculous. What I do is mental. No business person would tell you to do what I do, because it's done by ads. So think of the hours of talking I do and all the conversations we have, and I don't get paid for the words. Imagine if I got paid by the words. So, you know, I think it's good to get into YouTube and have a strategy. It's good to get into YouTube and, you know, the sponsors and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, have like a business plan. I mean, really what you should do is do like 8-minute videos that are clickbait, where you can add some extra ads. You can have an ad at the start, ad in the middle, clickbait thumbnail, really trending topic. Get that out and hopefully try and get like 200,000 views a day, something like that. I mean, 200,000 views a day would probably be like 200, 400 quids, something like that. If you could do that every day, that's where you're starting to make money. Of course, you know. But until you get into that, and I ain't that level, because I'm getting 6,000-7,000 views on Unseen. So, I mean, this is where, you know, you can sort of see that it's hard. It's a slog. It's a grind. I would not recommend anyone getting into YouTube to make money unless they really had an idea, that unless they really wanted to do YouTube and they wanted to do it as a hobby. get into it, right? Because it's just a great fun hobby, right? Or if they had an idea they really believed in, but they had it really well thought out, you know? Like they found a gap in the market, like no one's talking about this. And I could do this video, that video, this video, that video. If you've got like a really good idea and there's a gap in the market, then I would say go for it. If you want to do it as a hobby, I would say go for it. If you want to do it and you don't really know what you want to do, you just want to be famous or something, I would say don't do it. There's so many people that do YouTube. Everyone is looking for that thing that makes them stand out. Everyone's looking for their community. Everyone's looking for views, likes, engagement. Everyone's battling for that. It is hard. Really, really hard. And only getting harder as well. As time goes by, it doesn't get easier. It gets harder. It's not like it's easier now than it was 10 years ago. It is much, much, much harder. Much, much, much harder. But, you know, people see people like Speed and KSI, but they're the success stories. That's like saying I'm going to play the lottery because, you know, there was a guy on TV that won. You know, it's like, yeah, they're the lucky ones. They're the 1 in a million people that managed to, you know, crack the code. So it is tricky, honestly. Daze, you do it because you love to do it. I do love to do it. You deserve it. No, Irish Sam, shout out to you, but yeah, well, I mean, everyone knows how I got started. I didn't have anyone to talk about with wrestling, and so I started the channel, and so that's how we ended up where we ended up. So it is, you know, it is true that this is not, that no one would tell you to do it the way I do it. This is not optimal. Yeah. Right, how long we got? 10 minutes. Johnny said there's so many videos that sit with 0 views. Some topics are just too saturated for anyone new to break into, says Johnny. Yeah, honestly, I think the best advice I would give to someone is find your niche. Find that thing that is either not being done at the moment or you really believe that you could bring something different to. If you can stand out, then that obviously is huge. But there might be a topic that's just not being covered, you know. It might be like, you know, sumo. I don't know, sumo wrestling. There's just not really much of a thing there, and so you might be like, do you know what, sumo? What would be really good actually if someone looked to see what a rising topic was. You know, there could, like, maybe it's AI, and perhaps there's like a whole channel that could be dedicated to just AI, and, you know, comparing the different AI outlets, you know, how it works, what the innovations are, like just constant updates and news on AI. I don't know if anyone's doing that, but that could be something. Just constantly bring in the latest developments, constantly showing off some of the latest, you know, Fundy. Every week we have Fundy, which is on a Sunday, and we have a look at some of the fun videos that AI have generated. And then, you know, the rest of the week you're talking news, stuff like that. I always thought that there'd be a good channel someone could do on the England football team. I've said that before. I think like just looking at watch-alongs for the England games, watching the games each week, but just really, like, you know, a weekend review of all the English players and how they've performed, and kind of talking about them and ranking them. And, you know, has this changed? You know, do we think there should be like someone else now as a right back? There's this right back that got shown this week. And, you know, I think there's loads there that someone could do if they just did a whole football channel on England. And imagine when it was time for the World Cup. You've built a whole community up. Imagine when it's the World Cup, like how many people would join your watch-alongs. I'd have to think you'd be in a good place for things like the World Cup or the Euros or whatever. And the great thing about that is, as long as you are English, you would be interested in it. So, you know, you should have a good fan base there, actually, of just English people, you know. So yes, I think there's always going to be gaps for people to jump in, but you've just got to find those gaps. Dark Lord said, that's why we love you. You do what you do for the fans. Dark Lord shouts you. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have that conversation for that. I don't want people thinking that I was fishing for compliments. I was not. I was just trying to point out, like, you know, that YouTube, just a conversation on YouTube. So, for those that are engaging on that, I wish you all the best. Jasmine addresses indie wrestlers getting upset at next in line talent not paying their dues, but reiterating it's not her fault. She can't control the path. She wouldn't pass up an opportunity. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I should care, but I just don't care. I don't really care, like, what she's got to say. I sort of feel like I really liked her as well, but I feel like she's made her choice. She's decided to leave, and that's it. I don't know. It's probably the wrong attitude, to be honest. But I just sort of feel like she had her choice to stay. She's chosen to leave. That's it. I don't really understand now why she's doing interviews about it. You know, if she's chosen to leave, why isn't she off pursuing whatever it is she's going to do now, you know, rather than being interviewed about wrestling? I suppose it's just take opportunities as they come up, isn't it? So, yeah, whatever. Daze, do we think it was a horrible decision having Jay LA Knight in the Battle Royal? They literally lost last week. They're rewarding failure. No, I don't think it was a bad idea. I think they're some of the biggest stars. I mean, obviously Seth's injury was not planned, so we're kind of confusing scripted storylines with real situations, you know. We're going down a road we didn't plan on going down. So they lost the week before. I don't think Jay or LA Knight were going to be winning the World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon. So we're doing the story that we want to do, and then bang, one of life's moments arrives and Seth is injured. So then, you know, the decision is, well, how are we going to crown a new champion? Now, obviously, CM Punk's got a title shot, so he's one person. But we need to find the other. So they decide to do a Battle Royal, which is, I think, quite exciting. Well, you're going to want your big names in that, aren't you? I mean, it would be weird if you kind of kept out, like, Jay and LA Knight. They might have lost the week before, but a new opportunity has arisen, one that no one foresaw coming. So, okay, put them in the Battle Royal. If you can win the Battle Royal, then, well, you don't get the belt. But you can fight CM Punk to see, you know, if you can get the belt. So, no, I don't really have an issue with it, honestly. I think that you could argue, was it right to have Jay win the Battle Royal? And that's a big conversation. But I think having them in the Battle Royal, giving them an opportunity, you know, to face CM Punk, I'm not down on that. I don't have an issue with that. Kelly said, if you think about it, karma is kicking Seth in the ass. He faked an injury, and now he's got one that's going to keep him out for a long time, taking his title away. Karma is a biatch. Aaron said, just an idea. You should set up a tips page on Streamlabs. That takes 0%. I don't know how true it is, but I know WrestleTalk and Sean Ross Sapp use it. I think it is true, actually. Someone's told me that before. I probably should, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things I should do. I probably should add some adverts into the live streams as much as that would annoy people. I think people would be okay if at the end of the first hour of talking, if I just went, right, I'm just going to drop an ad in. I don't think people would be that bothered, honestly. I don't think there'd be a major pushback, but I don't do it. Not like all throughout, but, you know, just drop an ad in there, or, you know, a sponsor or stuff like this. I mean, there's probably stuff that I should do, honestly. So, who knows? Maybe one day. I tell you one thing, though. I do need to do something because I really do need, and I'm not saying, I'm not looking for super chats, right? So I need to stress this. Don't super chat, right? But I genuinely need a new chair. This chair is, my posture, I feel like the back of this chair is quite far back. I need a new chair that's like proper supportive, that proper, do you know what I mean? Looks after, like, this just feels like it's broken. This is where I am in its proper position. Like, I go back here. I can't get it any further forwards. I feel like this chair, I've used it quite a bit over the past few years, and I feel like it's dead, it's done. And I was looking at chairs. They're like 500, 600, 700 pounds. I looked at a YouTube video, and they were like, we can't recommend anything for less than 300. There just is not a chair that you can sit in for long periods of time that is less than $300. And so I was like, okay, well, what do you recommend above that? And he said, I'm under 5, I can only find 1 or 2 that I'd be willing to sit in for a few hours. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, well, how much have I got to spend then? And they recommended some. And when I checked, they're like 500, 600. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, honestly, and I've got to, do you know what I mean? Try and figure that out. And you got blooming Jasmine Nix complaining she's getting paid $70,000 a year. Cry me a river, yeah. King Yeti said, don't tell me what to do. Well, King Yeti, I appreciate it, my friends. I really appreciate it. And same with Joe as well. Here's the new chair, Fund Your Boomer. Joe, thank you, my friend. I did say don't super chat because I was genuinely not looking for that. But yeah, this is my next thing that I'm going to be saving up for, because this thing is like, that's not right, is it? That can't be right. That's as high as it goes. I have to spend most of my time like leaning forward on the chair. That's not good for your posture, is it? Do you know what I mean? By the time I'm an old man, I'm going to be like this. Hi, guys. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be like hunched back over or something. Gotta get a new... I got to, man. Got to. Apparently, there's like... I was looking. There's some chairs on Amazon that are like 20% off. So, don't know. Might be my Christmas... Might be my Christmas gift. This year might be a new chair. Kelly said, this is for the new chair. Well, thank you, my friend. Kelly, thank you. That's the end of that conversation. I genuinely am not looking for donations. But a gaming chair. No, I've heard a gaming chair isn't good for long session. That might not be right, but apparently it doesn't have the ergonomics. It's all to do with ergonomics, where it, like, you know, proper fits to your back and all of that, you know. We got a video package. We are live on YouTube. And we are live with this as well. So, King Yeti, my friend, thank you. I really appreciate it. Same with you, Joe, as well. Appreciate it, bud. And Kelly, I can absolutely guarantee you that that money will be going to a new chair, is going to the new chair fund. Normally when you donate, I put it towards drugs, but actually I'm gonna stay off drugs. Apart from my power kick caffeine pills, I'm staying on those. I think they're quite cheap. Steve, shout out to you, bud, said, using wrestling psychology to tell us what not to do. The chair fund could... Yeah, it was all part of a strategy. I've studied wrestling for a long time. I know how to play this game. No, Steve, thank you, my friend. Do you know what? We're well on our way, actually. We're well on our way now. So, Steve, I really appreciate it, but I assure you it is going to go to a new chair fund. Look, I've got bits of the flipping arm that's coming off as well. I don't think you can see the arms, but I mean, all flipping falling apart. I'm gonna... Okay, they're just showing us what went down last week. Where is my... Halloween Havoc. There it is. Can you see this? This is the arm. Flipping. There we go. I was only trying to show you that, and you couldn't even really see it, to be honest. 230. Shout out to you, buds. Plumbing. I ain't going to say anything anymore. Jared said, thank God we haven't got a stop-start this week. Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? With the tape show. That sucked. That did suck. Jared, shout out to you. 230 said, don't use this for a chair. Buy an autograph of EO's knees. It'll probably go to a chair, to be honest. Appreciate it, though, bud. Appreciate it. Let's go over to NXT. Let's get this thing on screen. You're going to make me feel really bad now. I shouldn't have said anything. I wasn't looking for that, honestly. And now it just makes me look like a right douche. Now it's like, oh, do you know what Daze did? He made a big deal about how he needs a new chair, and then all these people like put in like donation. It was disgusting. It was so cringe. He was so like needy and desperate. It's like, oh God. I don't like how this feels at all. $230, thank you. Joe said you can always rely on your most loyal listener. Well, Joe, I really appreciate it, buds. Even if it has made me feel incredibly awkward. We've got a You Deserve It, champ. George said, this is for the drug fund, not the chair. Well, thank you, George. That fund does need boosting as well. That does need boosting. Oh, yeah, she won the Battle Royal, didn't she, last week? There's a Tatum chant. There's a Tatum chant. Okay, so she gets her shot, and I think it's at Halloween Havoc, isn't it? And I think we're expecting Izzy Dame to turn. There's been one friendship that's been consistent. And it's with every one of you. I would have played that different. So Tatum just said, there's one friendship that's never let me down. And that's all of you. I would have had Izzy thinking it was her and then been like frustrated. It's going to be the scariest night of the year. I've got my best friends. And she goes over to Izzy. You cared for me when the rest of the women were just trying to use me. I think we're all expecting this to... Okay, so we've got Izzy and we've got... Okay, here's Fatal Influence. Izzy and Tatum were just a little bit of a love-in. Fatal Influence making their way down. Obviously, Lainey Reed is the new member. You don't stand a chance in hell on Saturday. So JC has come out. JC Tatum is the match we've got this Saturday. See, we've had a couple more super chats. I will get to you guys in a second. Let's see how this intro plays. I might have started my reign as the most beatable champion. But JC is just making it clear that she is not that person anymore. You can't beat me, she says to Tatum. Newsflash, you creepy little weirdo. You probably should have let Izzy win the Battle Royal. And Izzy's like, oh, she's got a point, actually. I know what you're trying to do. It's interesting, actually, because Tatum, I feel, has been really pushed to the sidelines. You know, she's been in NXT 4 years. And when we talk about the women's division, we talk about JC, Jordan, Julia, Stephanie, Blake Munro. We don't really ever mention Tatum. This creepy little weirdo should just run off and hide. But I've been training day in, day out. It's good promo, actually. Talking about training in empty rings, day after day, night after night. It's a good promo. I like that bit where she was like, fail after fail. Just saying, like, you know, I have failed. But I will succeed on Saturday. Yeah, a little bit of fire, a little bit of energy. It was good. That was good. Didn't you kick out your own friend 3 weeks ago? I'd be really tempted to mention the cost of living thing, you know? I'd be really tempted. Okay, we got Izzy and JC at the moment. Could you say the same? My friends are happy for me. But can you say the same? Here's Fallon. Okay, Laney is ready to step up. Be careful what you wish for. So are we going to do... Oh, what's this? Okay, we've got a fight now between Tatum and Fallon. We got Izzy and Laney. Now we got JC and Tatum. Shots coming in by Tatum, Izzy. My God, JC just went flying against the ropes. Right now, the rest of Fatal Influence grabbing JC. Pulling her out the ring. I don't know if we've set a match up there. Okay, Tatum chance. That was really good by Tatum at the start. I really like that. Okay, we've got Stacks and we've got Ariana Grace. So Stax is like, why don't you accompany me to the ring? Okay, there's Javon. There's Leon. Javon's like, you're young. You're young. You've got time. Okay. Saturday. Halloween Havoc. Should be good, man. The show should be really good. Do we know where are we in regards to that card? Halloween Havoc. I'm going to get to the super chats. I've not forgotten you guys. I'm just waiting for the commercial break. Halloween Havoc. We've got 5 matches. So we've got JC Jane against Tatum Paxley. Hardy Boys against Dark State. Ricky Saints against Trick Williams. Ethan Page against Wagner Jr. And Sol Ruka against Blake Monroe. But we don't know if we're going to get that match because there's every chance that Sol Ruka is going to be out of that match. Okay, Joe said you gave us the community. This is just us giving thanks. Well, I really appreciate it, but I genuinely was not. I genuinely wasn't. But this is, my next purchase. I need to get a new chair, so it will go towards that. Penfold Gaming as well. Thank you, my friends. I really appreciate that. Do I subscribe to you? I do now. I have subscribed to you. Joe, do I subscribe to you? It's the least I've already subscribed to Joe. And Corey, thank you, my friends. Surely I subscribed to Corey. No? Corey, I've subscribed. Corey, you've got a video on your channel from 13 years ago. That's crazy. That is crazy. That means you posted that, 2012? Dude. Well, I have subscribed to you. Corey Crawford, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that, dude. So, Corey, very, very generous. George as well. George, am I subscribed to you? No, I am now, but...
With 2024 now over, all we can do is look into the future for 2025.
George, you've got... you're doing well, but... You've got 167 subscribers. That's a good start. I don't know why I wasn't subscribed to you already, but I am now. And Joe, I'm subscribed. I'm just trying to make sure I'm subscribed to these people. 230. Shout out to you, Jared. Surely I'm subscribed to you, Jared. I must be. No. Dude, that was an oversight. Fixed it. We are at commercial break right now. Steve as well. Steve, I wasn't even subscribed to you. Flipping disgrace. Kelly, am I subscribed to you? No. I am now. Fixed it. King Yedi. Surely. King Yedi. Yes. I am King Yedi. WrestleBuzz, hello. Said excited for NXT tonight and Halloween Havoc this weekend. Should be good, man. I'm really looking forward to Halloween Havoc. Daniel said, are you going to live stream the fight this week with Tom Aspinall? I am, Daniel. So I'm going to do UFC. That's going to be, I believe, starting at like 2 Eastern, 7 UK time for the main card. And then Halloween Havoc is on after that. So my plan is to do both UFC and also to do Halloween Havoc as well. Right, lovely. Excellent. Thank you, my friends. Do we think Izzy turns on Tatum? I think so, Maca Rice. Yes, I think so. That's what I'm expecting from Halloween Havoc this weekend. Okay, Stacks versus Leon. This should be great. Leon Slater. If you've not seen Leon Slater, amazing. Jersey's finest said UFC days. Let's go. I loved watching UFC. I've been a UFC fan for a long time. We've been doing UFC streams on and off since 2018. So, yeah, love it. It's just, it can be quite tricky to do these days. Okay, Javon is coming out with Leon. Looking forward to Halloween Havoc, said Steve. My favourite show of the year. I love Halloween in general. I run a haunted house out of my garage for Halloween. Garage. That's great. Steve, you have to send us some pictures on that. Benny said the truth will ultimately prevail, but there is pain bringing into light. I remember the sofa days where you used to sit on for the streams. Do you know, yeah, I used to sit on the edge of a sofa and my back was kind of starting to, like, I could feel it, that it was not right. So that's when I bought a chair. And I swear this chair used to, like, I remember this chair coming quite far forward like that, and I'd be like, I'd be really sat upright, and I don't know if it's just got like really loose over time, but it's like all the way back here now. It's not right. So, yeah, I did used to sit on the edge of a sofa, and the whole reason I moved away from that was because I felt like my back needed better support. Okay, TNA X Division Championship about to get underway. This is our opening match. You got to pay for the UFC this weekend, says James. What? James, there's a cost of living crisis. Can't go paying for blooming UFC shows as well. No, that's fine. I already knew. It makes sense, doesn't it? It's on at a good time, and Tom Aspinall is obviously British. So I think they're expecting there to be an increased kind of viewership from the UK. Leon in the corner. Flipping Stacks over. Stacks going over the other sides. Is there a special guest host for Halloween Havoc, said Spawny Boy? Not that has been announced, no. They might have one. Normally it was Shotzi, but she's not with WWE anymore. K-pop lover said tighten the screws. I tried that. I don't know if there's not like some thing that's kind of, do you know what I mean, got like bent or something. I don't know, because I've tried tightening the screws. Unless there's some screws I'm just not seeing, maybe internally or something. But I turned it over and I did do exactly that, and yeah, no, it wasn't. Right now we got Leon Slater getting hurled over the other sides. I thought Stacks was cosplaying as Grayson Waller for a second, said Alex. Hasib said Seth has posted a picture with his arm in a sling saying, see you soon. It'd be good to get an update on that, wouldn't it? Okay, tag team match JC and Laney against Tatum and Izzy by the looks of it. NXT logo in the middle of the ring. I don't know. Can't remember if I've seen that before. I probably have. Leon is, I don't need it in the middle of the ring. The only reason it's there is so that when there's a sponsor, it's not as jarring. Leon, handspring in. Oh, lovely work there by Leon. Can't take your eyes off this guy, can you? Where has Tony D'Angelo been, said Travis. Well, we didn't know if he was going to be getting called up. There was a belief that he might be in the process of going to the main roster, but then he has appeared, well, I believe he's appeared recently on some live events. He was certainly advertised. So, yeah, the word on the street was that he should be in NXT. I don't think they're quite done with him in NXT. That's the last I've seen. But details and information has been quite light on the ground. Days, I've sent an email, said Irish Sam. Okay, buds. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, I should probably just have a quick look at it now, actually, because I'm not very good at staying on top of emails. Irish Sam, thank you very much. I'll respond to you on that. Irish Sam, shout out to you, my friend. I will respond away from the stream. Jam said, sorry guys that I'm late to this, but what has gone down so far? Has the Soul segment happened yet? No, it hasn't. No, we've only had the open with Izzy and Tatum, JC and Fatal Influence. So that just set up a tag match. Now we're in our first match, which is Leon Slater. This is for the X Division Championship. Is taking on Stax. Obviously, we're expecting Leon to retain, but it's just about how much fun is this match going to be. Daze, being British, have you got any connections to any British wrestlers like you did the Bulldog? No. There's no... I didn't even know about British wrestling when I was young. Never went to watch it. Didn't know anyone that was involved in it. Didn't even know it had existed. It was really disappointing, actually, that Britain used to have a really great wrestling scene, and then it was all done by the mid-'80s. So as I was growing up, it had long gone. So, yeah, I just sort of feel like when it went off TV, it didn't completely die, but it really took a big knock. It really took a big knock. And now, you know, we've just got some good indie promotions like Progress, Rev Pro. I mean, they're good. They're really good. And there's some great talent that kind of comes through there. I mean, actually, if you look at Will Ospreay and you look at Nathan Frazier and you look at Zack Sabre Jr., Drew McIntyre, you know, you can say that the UK is actually, you know, given the world some of the kind of great wrestlers at the moment. Leon Slater is from the UK. So, you know, there's lots of great talent that is being produced, but yeah, it's a shame there's not like a major promotion. Like we don't have our own New Japan, you know. We're back in 50-odd seconds. Stax went under the ring. Wow, lovely kick there by Leon. Stax went under the ring over the other side. Tried to surprise Leon, but no joy. Leon had it scouted. Leon trying to go off that top rope there, but goes crashing down. Jam said, we're very lucky to have the talent that we've produced. I have no idea if that will continue. I just don't think we have anyone that is yet to go down as an all-timer. Who, for the UK... I think we've got some amazing talent that's come through. That's a whole kind of conversation, isn't it? I think Ospreay is going to be remembered as like a really special talent. I mean, you could make an argument he is the best wrestler in the world right now, and if it's not him, it might be Zack Sabre Jr. It's obviously going to be interesting to see where their careers end up. It's going to be hard, though, if you can achieve that like outside of WWE. I mean, you're right. I don't know if we're going to produce a John Cena. I don't know if we're going to produce a Hulk Hogan. But I would definitely throw Billy Robinson in the conversation. I think Billy Robinson is very important to the history of wrestling. Not only as a wrestler, but for what he's done as like training, you know? He actually trained a lot of wrestlers as well. And he was a massive name in his own right back in the day. But I think you've really got to know your wrestling to know like names like Billy Robinson. So I agree in the sense of, are we going to produce a Ric Flair? Are we going to produce a John Cena? Probably, well, I don't know. Eventually we might do, but... you know, we produced a Davey Boy Smith British Bulldog, and if we're looking at Britain, Drew McIntyre. If you think Ireland produced Becky and Sheamus and Finn Balor, I mean, we could absolutely deliver people like that. 1, 2, no joy, shoulder up. WWE has released Maxine Dupree. I don't think that's true. Unless that's just coming through. William is the GOAT. Oh, yeah, William, yeah. He had a lot of drugs problems, though, didn't he? I mean, I think that I think his legacy has grown actually since he was GM in NXT. I think there was a lot of respect for him, but I think his work as being a GM has really brought him a new audience. That was a lovely move there by Leon. Leon hurling Stacks down. What's Ariana doing? Ariana Grace is reaching out to Stacks. Stacks is over by the ropes. Back in the middle, coming in, clothesline. Oh, Ariana falls into the arms of Javon. Stacks is momentarily distracted. Ariana's like, don't worry about it. Okay, so Ariana is kind of back to trying to flirt there with Stacks, letting him know that there was nothing going on. Lovely crossbody there by Leon. Stacks goes down. Lots of action in this opening match, just like we would have expected. Kick coming in there by Leon. Stacks goes down. Leon again. Big boots. Stacks over against the ropes. Leon has got Stacks. Chucks him over the top to the outside. Okay, right now we've got Leon in the corner. Where's he going to go? He's going over the other side. Against the ropes, over the... Wow. That's really good, you know. It's really good because he didn't seem to have the momentum needed. Like, he was kind of jogging and then picked up speed and jumped over the ring post. But he just didn't seem to have the momentum. Right now he's up top. Stacks is down. Leon. Oh, lovely work. Great job. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, good match. Fun match. I mean, clearly not in the league of, you know, what we were seeing with him and Javon, but... as a little treat on a Tuesday, can't be down on watching Leon Slater in action. I mean, that's how I would describe watching Leon Slater. Watching Leon Slater is a genuine treat. Very impressive. Vic Joseph was talking about BK and Burger King and what was all that? That was like, this replay is brought to you by Burger King. BK, have it your way. Are we doing like audio? Like, are we doing that now? This is my idea. So Leon and Javon as a tag team. But who against? They said, I don't care if it's someone from NXT, TNA, or what's that other one? And it felt like they were about to say AEW, but actually it's AAA talent that have come out. Great reaction for Mr. Iguana. Okay, loud iguana chants. So, La Parca, Mr. Iguana, looks like they are going to take on Leon and Javon. King Yeti said, Daze, for one acknowledgement a day, you can make one of your mods a happy person. For one acknowledgement a day, you can make one of your mods a happy person. I think I make all of the mods very happy anyway. But King Yeti, shout out to you. Sunny, hello. I feel like I have to acknowledge mods now. William, hello. I hope you're doing well, but okay. Well, it looks like we're going to be getting that match. Bit random, but okay. Leon against Stacks. Get your votes in. Oh, yeah, the other thing as well is the Wrestle Feuds questions this week. We do it every couple of weeks with the members, and we use your answers as part of that quiz. There will be little shorts coming out from those videos. I'm just trying to get them all recorded and then probably edited this weekend. So if you want to answer those questions, that's all it is. The link's at the top of the chat. Okay, right. There we go. End of commercial break. Lovely. James said, did you see that the sumo is coming to the Royal Albert Hall? It's just done its 5 days. I actually watched day one. And, I found it very interesting. I found it also, though, to be very repetitive in the sense of, I think once you've watched a few sumo contests, you really need to know about the sumo wrestlers themselves, because a lot of the contests are very short. You know, it's kind of like they lock up and then it's just like a throw and someone wins. So the actual action itself, there can be some really interesting matches. I saw a few clips from some of the other days. But, there was... day one was good because they kind of go through the tradition, why they do what they do. Kind of a lot of it is about warding away spirits, like when they do the that kind of a thing. You know, it's about like warding away spirits. There's a lot of tradition, and the salt as well is all about getting rid of spirits and all of that stuff. So day one, it was an interesting watch because they kind of go through all of that, and then I watched some of the fights. Did you know there's 75 Yokozunas that have ever been, and that is the very, very, very top rank. Like, you are number one if you are the Yokozuna. There's been 75, and in London, there was two that were competing. They had two. There's two current active Yokozunas, and they were both involved in that 5-day tournament thing. So. I saw who won as well. I just looked at that. That was, I think it concluded on Sunday. But, mate, tickets expensive, you know. I looked because I was like, oh my God, the sumo's coming. That'd be really fun. But it was like £300 cheapest seat and all these it was like flipping WrestleMania. All these meet and greet packages for like thousands and all that kind of stuff. It was all sold out though. Sold out. I don't know why. I mean, like, it must be that sumo has kind of, gained some sort of popularity from somewhere, somehow. But, apparently they came over in 1991. It's the only time that an official sumo tournament has been held outside of Japan. They went to the Royal Albert Hall 1991. And, this is the only other time they've done it. So it was proper official, the actual sumo coming to the Royal Albert Hall in London. Very special. And it was all on iPlayer. You can watch it on iPlayer, BBC iPlayer. So if you've got a VPN, you could turn that on. You could go to the BBC website, go to the iPlayer, and you'd be able to watch all 5 days of the sumo from the Royal Albert Hall. As I say, it was quite interesting. But I think it gets really good if you actually get to know the athletes, their personalities, you know, kind of, then all of a sudden you'd be a lot more invested, of course, you know. The next match is going to suck. It's capped at 5 minutes, not because of Wentz, says Robbie. I think it's 3 minutes, isn't it? I almost went to the sumo, said Robbie, when I was in Japan, but the timing just didn't work. Speed matches next. John Tenta was a Yokozuna. I don't think he was. He was a sumo wrestler, but I don't think he was a Yokozuna. Big Show against Akinbono at WrestleMania was a thing. Here's Wentz. Right. Hello, Casey. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Dominic. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Zachary Wentz is in the ring. So, speed match. This will be okay. Wentz is good in the ring. He's going in against Jasper Troy, though. Wentz, Jasper Troy, yes. Sonny said, I'm not writing about penises for poetry, William, says Sonny. Well, that's a shame, Sonny. Here is Jasper Troy. Well, actually, will ChatGPT... It might not, might it? Can you write a poem about penises? I can, but I will need to keep it humorous, scientific, or artistic. Okay, this is what it's come up with. Sonny, you can write this down if you want. I don't think it is going to make much sense, though, by the looks of it. It says, a curious creature, proud yet shy, that greets the world and then waves goodbye. A pendulum of joy and fuss. A mystery of flesh and fuss. It hides in cloth, yet leads in lore. The subject poets often ignore. It starts the wars, it writes the songs. It's blamed for rights and countless wrongs. It's part of birth, of jest, of pride. A symbol men can't leave aside. So treat it well, this comic friend. For life begins where it may end. There you go. That is a ChatGPT poem about penises. It says, I have to keep this humorous, scientific, or artistic. I can't write poems that are explicit or sexual. Here is a tongue-in-cheek, playful style. So there we go. That was the best that ChatGPT is allowed to do. Because it's not allowed to do explicit stuff, is it? I've tried. Right, you got Zachary Wentz getting back into... That is now part of my search history, by the way. Right now, we've got Jasper Troy. Big boot coming in there by Wentz. Wentz gets the ropes. Over the top. Oh, lands on top of Jasper Troy. We're a minute into this match. So he is moving fast. He comes crashing down onto Jasper Troy. Zachary Wentz is climbing up. Comes down. Swanton by Zachary. It's going to take more than that. 2 count. 2 count. We got just over a minute to go. Zachary looking to go over against the ropes. Top rope comes... pushed over. Zachary goes down after being collided into. Against the ropes. Bossman slam. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Jasper Troy wins with still like a minute to go. Wow. I told you, says Booker. 3 minutes was too long for Jasper Troy. He needed less time. Was that Raya and Bravo, was it, in the crowds? Here's the traitor. Yeah. Yeah, goods. Yeah. Yeah, the traitor's got all her gear in the hallway. Goods. Make a change in the hallway. Bye. You're jealous of me? Kalani says to Jordan. Where's she going to go? Maybe she should go and get changed in the TNA locker room. I made a poem about penises like an old, delicate slug. Oh, I don't know. Don't know that too many guys are going to appreciate having their penises referred to as an old, delicate slug. As an old, delicate slug, he brings it out. It is soft and young. A great man of expertise is needed to control this creature. A great man. We need a handler. A great man of expertise is needed. Wow. Wow. Dominic says cinema. That is cinema. Robbie said her attitude sucks. Kalani can change in the hall or something, says Cadet. Yeah. Traitor. Traitor. Took a spot away from a TNA talent as well. I'm sure we could have had a TNA talent in, in that team instead. So I would imagine TNA fans are upset with Kalani. NXT fans are upset with Kalani. To be honest, it's not even her fault. She just got told what she had to do. Still, though. Sucks. Daze, a handler. Where's Kimchi when you need... Oh, my God. You're right, James. We need Kimchi to handle our penises. Take a 99 said, Daze, who's got the fastest Royal Rumble elimination? Well, what do you mean? I mean, Santino's the quickest elimination. Quickest to be eliminated. So, I don't remember who. Was it Kane that eliminated him? I can't remember who eliminated him. But I want to say that was 09. I think. I like Traitor Kalani. It gives her an edge, said Jertz's finest. Well, I like the fact they're using it. Harry said, I'm just watching for the Soul announcement. Well, I think they're making you wait for that announcement, aren't they? I think they know that a fair few people are going to tune in for that. I wasn't ready, says Kader. Well, wasn't ready for what, buds? Oh, okay. I've got you. Yes. I'd moved on, but you're referring to the elimination Santino. Got you. V85 said it. Kane against Santino. Brackets. He wasn't ready. Dark Lord says Kane. King Yeti said Kalani can change in my room. I promise not to peek. Well, we'll send around. Iris Sam said the fastest elimination is Santino at 1.9, eliminated by Kane. Kieran said someday someone will beat Kane with the most eliminations next year. Robbie said they did a throwback to the Santino Royal Rumble elimination at Bound for Glory. Yes, they did. You're right. with another quick elimination. Chuck Berry's got a song about his dingaling, said Shawn. Well, Shawn, thank you. Right, let's go back to the action, shall we? We're coming back from commercial break. We're not going to bother scoring... I'm not going... Well, I suppose we already have. I was going to say, I'm not going to bother scoring that speed match, but I've already got the score, so I might as well write it down. It is good 93. Here's Dark State. You don't just move past Dark State. Oh, Cutler's not good, man. That line was not good. The worst thing you could do was single us out. Now fun time's over. Can't you see the charisma and personality the others are putting into it? Here's the Hardys. The Hardy kids. It's cool, isn't it, to be on the compound? Dare I say we knew you'd come? The Lake of Reincarnation. They're going in the water? What are they bringing this weekend? Is he bringing like broken mat and all of that? And what is Jeff? Is Jeff going to be Willow? So that's what they're going to be, broken. Wonderful. A broken rules match? Wow. Oh, I wasn't expecting any of this. It's a good decision, though, isn't it? So it's a broken rules match. I missed. Is that at the compound? Wow. Broken rules match. But is that, I'm still confused. Is that at the compound, or is the broken rules match going to be actually in the arena? It is going to be cinematic. So it's at the compound, is it? Jared said it was always Kane. He eliminated Taz in 5 seconds. Put this towards your chair. Jared, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Well, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, we might be getting the sold update now. Oh, Oh, that doesn't look good, does it? She's got her knee in a brace. Are you sure you want to do this? Mate, she's going to forfeit those titles. She's got to flip, unless she's having us on. Zarya said, are you sure that you want to do this? She's got her knee in a brace. Mate, it's over. It's over. It is over. Do you think this got anything to do with the Hardys contracts coming up? Don't know. I don't know how that would connect. Don't know. It's a broken rules match, but I'm just confused as to... I'm still a bit confused. Soul's going to relinquish and then Zarya attacks. The Hardy video was one of the weirdest things I've seen in a while, said Dirty Hippo. That sucks. It's about to go down, said Jadam. Maybe I'm going to put it in my poem book, a woman's view on manhood. Cinematic match in 2025. What is this? 2020? Yeah, that's the bit I missed. So it is cinematic. To be honest, they do that kind of thing when it comes to Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc has got a history of this kind of thing. I've switched to NBA during the commercial, said Dark Lords. Maybe it's a work, says Robbie. Yeah, she's took a leaf out of Seth's book. Not his current book, his previous book. Scottish Nightmare said cinematic matches are fun. I keep seeing my boy Tony on this commercial break, but he is nowhere to be seen in real life. Where is he? Said Alex. Robbie said, I enjoyed the Broken Rules match between the Hardys and the Nemeths. Days, I was hoping to see Soul live at... yeah, Halloween Havoc, yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to go that way, but things are not looking good. Sol Ruka in a knee brace. For those that didn't see, that's what we saw as she was walking. There was another one there, look. And, oh my God, Dark State have awoken. Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. We're going to get a Broken Rules match at Halloween Havoc. Right. Remember the final deletion between Bray and Matt, says Kader. Makes sense to change the Hardys for Halloween because they're straight up scary. Zarya turn-in, said Macca. I suppose she could. I mean, I think the plan was that she was going to turn on Soul at some point, but I don't know. Would you do it now that she's injured? Well, look, we're going to find out. Don't need to speculate. Here we go. We got Ava in the ring. Let's find out, shall we? Soul. The floor is yours. Yeah. Oh, she's upset. Right, so she is out. And she doesn't know. She doesn't know when she's going to be cleared. She's definitely out for Saturday, though. Yeah, she's emotional. She's upset. Okay, Blake Monroe's coming out. I mean, there's a time and a place, and that is not right now. Not that she's going to care. I'm so sorry. How unfortunate. You need not worry for the future of that championship because I'm right here. So, I mean, it hasn't been taken off her yet. I mean, it's going to have to be unless she is faking, but I don't think she's faking. The champion should be me. Okay, so Blake's in there saying I should be the champ. Are we going to do Blake Zarya then? Could that be the match? We don't give handouts. Zarya with a bit of fire there. Okay. She's kind of right. What? Soul's upset. She doesn't know when she's going to be coming back. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so hang on. So Zarya's going to defend it on Soul's behalf. What does that mean? So Zarya's going to defend the belt for Soul. Okay, here's Ava. Let's get some order to this, shall we? Because I'm a bit confused. Well, of course, she's going to let Zarya defend it on her behalf if that's what we're doing. Okay, lovely. Okay. Zarya Blake. What I'm confused about, though, is does this count as Zarya being the actual champion, or is this, like, Soul's run still? And then when Soul is ready to take the title back, does she just get the title back? I find it really confusing. I think they could have been, it might just be me. I think they could have been a bit clearer about it. Like, is this Zarya's reign now, or is this Soul's reign, or... I tell you, it was really interesting how she took that from Soul, though. She just snatched that belt from Soul. Is this the Zarya era now? I'm still confused. It's strange, says Neil. Why didn't they just... Well, they've tried something. They've done... Do you know what? They've done something. They've definitely... I've watched this show, and they've done something. There it is. It's a work to get Zarya to turn, said Dark Lords. Zarya will be the interim champion. The interim champion. Will she be? I wonder if she'll be recognised as the interim champion, or if she gets recognised as a former champion. We don't really have interim champions. Like, what will Wikipedia say? Why is no one thinking about this? What will Wikipedia say? Why is no one ever think about Wikipedia? Does she get referred to as a previous North American Women's Champion now? Or interim champion, or... Daze, do you remember when Randy won a match for Booker? So that, yes, I do. That was also deeply confusing. Perhaps we will have more clarity this weekend, says Rob. Well, do you know what? Perhaps the lack of clarity is actually part of the story. Perhaps it's one of those situations where Zarya's under the impression she is now the champ. Sol Ruka is under the impression when she's cleared, she gets the belt back, and maybe that is where we get the disagreement. So actually, this confusion might actually be by design. It might be that this is exactly what they want, is this confusion. Dun, 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 dun. Right. They could have broke that down a little better, said Restaurants. Right, we're at commercial break. David said if Blake wins and Zarya will turn on Sol, or maybe the other way round. Sol fakes her injury to turn on Zarya. It's interesting the reason that she could come up with. Hannah said that was some good advice from Sol, but maybe not as good as Vince's he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. The Grim One said the look Sol had when Zarya took that belt. I think it's going to be Sol that turns on Zarya, not Zarya on Sol, said the Grim One. Zarya will Sol's proxy champ to defend the title for her. So technically, it would still be Sol's title. But with Zarya's attitude, I could see it happening that way. But Blake should win. Do you know what? I hope Blake wins. If Blake wins, then it's sorted, innit? If Blake wins, then we go, right, okay, we know what's happening now. So, actually, it might be better if Blake wins. But, yes, I do wonder if it was kind of meant to be confusing, because it will, you know, play out as... one thought one thing, one thought the other in the future. Brian said, apparently ESPN aren't happy with WWE. WrestlePalooza only gained them 150,000 extra subs, and they were expecting a lot more. Well, sucks to be them. Thanks for the money. Dominic said, Sol is such a likable character. I can't see her as a heel personally. They could at least be co-holders. There is a precedent for that too. That is true. If Blake wins and Zarya loses the title, Sol can't even say anything because she was going to give it up either way. That's also true. Are you going to do Halloween Havoc predictions video or not bother him? Not got a plan to at the moment, but to be honest with you, I really am just taking each day as it comes at the moment, because like tonight I've got to get the Wrestle Feud questions sorted for tomorrow, and I also need to find another 20 questions for Thursday member stream. Then tomorrow night I've got to start my research for UFC. So, you know, I'm kind of taking it each day as it comes. I've still got to set those streams up this weekend. So, you know, if I can find a window somewhere, then I might do it. But chances are probably not. Probably not. I probably won't find the opportunity. Okay, right now we've got Tavian and Miles. They are backstage. This is NXT Anonymous, just perving. Here's Briggs. If you want to be popular and successful, you're going to be looking for a long time. I thought Ethan had smartened you up. There's only room for one at the top. Okay, so Briggs just having a word with Tavian and Miles. Don't know what that's going to lead to. Feels like a feud. Okay, coming up, we've got Axiom against Shawn Legacy. Axiom of SmackDown. Oh, right, they're both in the ring. Do you know what? That's kind of good, actually. Not having to sit and watch, like, all the intros, but just go straight into it. Okay, Shawn Legacy. I like him in red. He looks good in red. Red and, like, yellow. Shawn Legacy, really good talent. Blockbuster. 1, 2, shoulder up there by Axiom. Axiom in the ring with Super Shawn Legacy. He's round the back here of Axiom. He's got Axiom on his shoulders. Briggs looks like the human embodiment of Ed Hardy clothes, said K-Dub. Sonny said, I've made another poem called Siren. A lady disperses amongst the crowd and like a siren begins to sing, changing shape. Her beauty strikes the men and just like that, her prey is devoured. Oh, that's actually really good. It's good that was, Sonny. Lovely work there by Shawn. 2, shoulder up, shoulder up. Robert said, I thought the speed matches were only on the internet. Well, they used to be, but X was like, yeah, we don't need that anymore. So, he gets caught there by Axiom. So, we've got a bit of an armbar that is in there by Axiom. Right now, we've got a triangle. Axiom in control. Shawn Legacy. 1. Just a 1 count. Good work there by Axiom. Lovely power there by Shawn. Kick coming in there by Axiom. Against the ropes goes Axiom. Bang. Look at that. Spanish fly. Clock continuing to tick down. We're into the final minute. Final minute. Axiom and Shawn Legacy. Both of these guys down on their knees, trying to get back up to their feet. Shot coming in there by Shawn. Forearm shot coming back there by Axiom. Over against the ropes. Keep up. Big boot. 1, 2. That was a big boot. A big knee coming in there by Axiom. Oh, big shot there by Shawn as well. Axiom goes down. Shawn. That what? Yeah, I agree with Vic, actually. Vic's like, Shawn hasn't got time to get cute. Kick coming in there by Axiom. Axiom is going for a Spanish fly. Spanish fly. 1, 2. Wins with a Spanish fly. Nah. I don't think that's the right finish. Do you know, I was looking at that, I was like, he's either got to win with this Spanish fly. He's either got to win with this Spanish fly, or we ain't going to have a winner. And he wins with a Spanish fly. When do you see someone winning with a Spanish fly? Okay, Wagner Jr. Axiom wins. Day of the Dead match. Do we know what a Day of the Dead match actually is? It's just a no DQ thing, isn't it? So Ethan Page. In his prime, your dad couldn't touch me, and neither will you. Oh, that's pretty cool. Ethan with some face paint, 50-50 face paint. Little cheeky face paint, said Alex. Little cheeky face paint. Okay, tag team match coming up next. Hank and Tank against OTM next. Dr. Luchador said there's probably going to be weapons. I think it's no DQ. I think they did tell us last week that it's just basically a no DQ match. Absolute class, says Robbie. Right, I think we're back at commercial break. Let me just grab some water. There we go. Lovely. Lovely, mate. Lovely. Okay, we're at commercial break. Edward says, Street Fight, anything goes with Latin memorabilia. Duran said, I was thinking that Day of the Dead match would be cinematic. How does Evolve not have tag titles yet? Don't know, actually. I think they should have some tag titles. I agree. Final Boomer said, can anyone tell me where Joe Hendry is? Is he taking time off or injured? Well, I mean, he's not. I don't know if. I think they're trying to work out some creative for him because he does pop up. I mean, he was used just the other week in that Invasion show. He was the guest referee. So, I mean, he was around just a couple of weeks ago. But I think, hasn't he sort of said goodbye to TNA? And I think WWE kind of want him, but I don't know where we are with his contract. I mean, to my knowledge, he is not signed with WWE. So we're probably just in a bit of a weird period where his TNA contract is coming to an end. WWE want him. I would imagine they're going to sign him. And they're probably just getting like creative sorted and stuff like that. Wrestlandy said it's weird that we don't know when to expect Soul again. They said it could be months or weeks, yeah? I wonder if they've, like, I mean, she's got a knee brace on. They must have done scans. So, yeah, I don't know. I agree. It is strange. I wonder if she's going to need... I wonder if it's like she's going to need some surgery and it's going to depend on how it heals or something. But then weeks. I agree. That it is strange. I wonder if they know, but they're just not saying. Because I wonder if, like, I mean, clearly they're using this as part of a story. Could be that she's going to be out for like 2-3 months, but they want to just play that we don't know how long it's going to be. And so Zaria's going to carry the belt for however long, you know? I wonder if it's just they do know, but they've kept it as part of the story, like that they don't. Have they revealed what the injury is? Well, I mean, she's got her knee in a brace, so it looks to be like a knee injury. I mean, it can't be an ACL or anything, because if it was like a proper ACL tear, I mean, you're out for 12 months, aren't you? We've seen lots of ACL tears. But, I mean, they were suggesting it was weeks. You're not going to have Zarya kind of carry that belt for 12 months while Sol's away. So, I don't know if it's a sprain or something like that. But, yeah, no, they didn't reveal the actual injury. They didn't say exactly what it was. What if Charlotte and Blake are working together behind the scenes to hurt Sol? What if Charlotte and Blake... I don't think Charlotte is working with Blake, is she? She's in a team with Alexa at the moment. Maybe that's why they've got Zarya fill in for Sol until they get the results as to how long she's going to be out for, said WrestleRants. Daze, the Day of the Dead match is going to be a mix of American and American wrestling. So that's why they've got half their face painted, said Dog Pound. Okay. Here we go. Hank and Tank OTM. Brian said, are you doing the UFC watch long? We're doing both. We can do both. We can fit both in. Big Time said there's so many injuries in WWE in such a short time frame. They can just strike at any time, can't they? You just never know when injuries are going to hit. They can really hit at any time. Right, Hank and Tank against OTM. I can't even remember what else has been announced for tonight. Oh, we got that women's tag match, haven't we? And we've got a contract signing as well. 39 minutes left in this show. Time is ticking away. I feel like there's been quite a bit on the show, though. Out the mud. Right, here we go. Hank and Tank going after OTM. And we are underway. Okay, we got Hank and Tank, suicide dives, stereo suicide dives, honk honk. Okay, there's Tank round that side. I don't know. I mean, it's isn't it Lucian Price? Bronco Nima, I think, are the names of OTM. I don't know who's who, though. Is this Price in the ring, if I was guessing? Right now, Hank and Tank are lovely running bulldog. Senton. I like Hank and Tank. I think they've got a really good pace to them. Okay, going over. We've got Hank going against those ropes. I'm Canadian wrestler wearing a hockey shirt. I'm winning my matches with a hockey stick to the face, says William. Lucian Price and Bronco Nima, said Alex. Thank you, Alex. Okay, kicks coming in. Yes, so that is Price. Bronco Nima has got Bronco written on his gear. So 1, 2, shoulder up there by Hank. Okay, we got Ricky backstage having a word with Ava. Pointing over towards the graphic. Yeah, so contract signing coming up. We've still got the women's tag match coming up as well. Do we think all the former NXT stars who debut on the main roster are going to return to NXT? Well, to be honest, most of the main roster is made up of former NXT stars. I think it's quite fluid. I think if there's nothing for them on the main roster, they can end up popping back. Plus, also, NXT is constantly battling for ratings. So, you know, it'll always take main roster stars wherever it can, like, get them. We've seen, like, Becky come down and Seth and AJ Styles. And obviously, we've seen people who there's no creative for them. Long-term, people like Baron Corbin kind of come back down as well. I never think that's a good sign. I mean, Mandy Rose came down. She was having a good run, in all fairness to her. But, you know, obviously then, you know, the OnlyFans stuff came along, and sounds like they gave her a choice of you either do that or you do this. And she was making really good money with OnlyFans. But then, of course, Ridge Holland has kind of sunk like a stone. He went to NXT. Finn Balor went back down to NXT, which I never understood. Never understood why they had him go back down again. I don't know if it was to help with ratings, to try and battle against like AEW maybe, because that was 2019. I can only think it was something like that. But I mean, that's not great, is it? I mean, they're basically saying we don't have anything for you on the main roster. So would you mind going and helping NXT? Baron Corbin went back down. Obviously, he ended up getting cut. It's not good. If you go down permanently, it's not good. If you go down to help out, that's different. Like Becky or Natalia or, you know, Seth. Right now, we got OTM. Tank down. 1, 2. Bang. There we go. OTM get the win. OTM get the victory. That's a good win for them, actually. That's a good win for them. Okay, OTM, let's get the thing up. Not really too bothered about scoring the speed matches. That is a way to come back and make a statement. Yeah, OTM are still going after Hank and Tank here. Stairs being used on Hank. Hank goes down. Picking up Tank, trying to drive him. Bang! Through the announce table. Through the announce table. There we go, Hank and Tank. Murked, mate. Hank and Tank have got an OTM problem. Okay, there's Ren Sinclair. Oh my god, she's got some Maybelline foundation. Why did she need to tell Charles that she had found some Maybelline foundation that was like the best thing ever? Ah, here's Kendall with her Evolve Championship. Are we going to do Lash against Kendall? That would be great. I'm down for that match. Yeah, book that for next week. I'm here. I'm here for that. Right. Kendall said, yeah, well, great to see Kendall. Okay, now, is this the first time we're seeing all three of them do the entrance? Now, normally they cross over. Are they going to do that again? Oh, they're going to cut away, aren't they? Are they going to cut away? God damn. God damn it. I want to know what a full fatal influence. I bet they ain't worked it out. I bet they ain't worked it out. I bet they don't know. I mean, they just kind of came out and Fallon ended up doing that bit that she normally does in the ring. She did it in the entranceway. So I wonder if they've, you know, of all the things to sort, I bet they haven't got that sorted yet. I am looking forward to that. That's going to be a big moment. A lot of people are looking forward to John Cena's final match. I'm not. Don't give a flip. I am looking forward to that first Fatal Influence entrance where all three members take part and we can see exactly what everyone's going to do. That's what I'm looking forward to. Restaurant said they need to show my girl Wednesday a bit more love. Come on now. Get her in the ring. Final Boomer said, did WWE release hours ago due to unforeseen circumstances? Sol Ruka will make a announcement. Fan footage shows her limping after the tag match. Yes. We've done that segment. Shy's Garage said, I just saw a clip from earlier. I see that Ariana Grace introduced the world to her new enhanced puppies. Oh, were they enhanced? Didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she'd had enhancements done. I don't remember her needing them. I mean, not that anyone needs them, but I don't remember that being... She didn't seem any different. Mate, I'm a guy. You would imagine I would notice such things, but I really didn't. They were very enhanced. Johnny said, I thought they were always big. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know, it's funny because, I mean, obviously there's a joke like girls change their hairstyle and guys don't notice. But you would expect guys to notice if they change their boobs. But I did not notice. What would a female NQCC group look like with Ren, Kendall, Callie, Tyra May Still? Oh my God, what a group. Dominic, that would be flipping... be amazing. They could take down Judgment Day. Tessa also got enhanced. Well, she could do with enhancing her personality. Guess I'm going to have to Google it, says Johnny. She got them done a while ago, said Nick. Rob said, oh, brace yourself for the ARW Pro conversation. Here's Carmen. Here's Carmen. Carmen's jumped in. It's that time of the week. It's the final half an hour of an NXT show. Carmen live. Hello, my friends. That's the information that we need. Okay, here we go. We're going back to the action, and I do love it. There is just a load of people sat there like this. In fact, I should record this, to be honest, because I don't know if people get to see this. Like, the bored crowd in NXT, this is what we get to see on Netflix, is the bored crowd. Oh, okay, Broken Rules is... I do think they could make it really clear if that is going to be a cinematic match or not. And again, Day of the Dead, you could make it really clear as to what that actually means. Do you think that they are doing this on purpose to get people to tune in? Do you think there are people at home going, what's the Day of the Dead match? Well, if you want to find out, you're going to have to tune in. What's a Broken Rules match? Well, if you want to find out, you're going to have to tune in. It's got to be by design. I feel like there was enough of you earlier saying it was mentioned it was cinematic, but I didn't hear them mention it then. So if you missed it earlier, you'd be watching that. Going, what's this? Jared said, are we expecting something big to happen with the contract signing? The fact it's closing the show? Not really. I mean, I'm thinking someone will probably go through the table. But I can't say I'm really expecting much more than that, to be honest. I'm not expecting like anyone to debut or anything like this. I think that this is a go home show to promote Halloween Havoc. So I think the focus is all about building up for this weekend. So I think they're just going to try and really big up like this weekend, big up that main event. And, someone will stand over someone holding up the belt probably, Does Trick stand over Ricky holding up the belt and fade to black? I mean, something like that is what I'm expecting. If we get something more than that, brilliant. Lovely. Thank you, everyone. Here's JC on the outsides. JC is in the ring, having a few words with Tatum. Are you doing a costume for the Halloween stream? I don't have anything. I might come as a Wrestling Daze. I would have to buy a costume in order to wear a costume. That idea is out there now, isn't it? Dude, I'm trying to save for a chair. Don't make me spend money on some flipping stupid outfit. Tatum looks great, all in red, said Shawn. But to be fair, she could wear a burlap sack, and I would still love it. Here's Carmen. Carmen said, I went to Griffin, Indiana, St. Mary, Hildebrand to see Backbreaker wrestling. We had a 10-bell salute for the Punisher who passed away a week or a couple of days before. Carmen, thank you. R.I.P. to the Punisher. Daze, please dress up as the Undertaker, says Mr. B. Well, I'll be doing a UFC literally just moments before. I ain't going to sit here like a flipping minion during a UFC stream. I ain't that desperate for views. Against the ropes goes Izzy. You should be boo bapping by her, said Tanner. Nah, that's a good shout. That's my favourite wrestler. You should dress up as an AEW streamer, said Durom. What, dress up as a sicko? I should dress as Tony Khan. Here's Laney. Total World Backbreaker by Izzy. Izzy with a shoulder charge. Imagine the shiz you would get from the UFC. Could you imagine? I'm sat here dressed like Sonic the Hedgehog. Dressed as a Smurf. Trying to flip in, talk UFC. Mate, I would rightfully get absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. You could take the mask off now. It's not Halloween yet, said the Grim One. Here we go. We got Tatum against the ropes. Ooh. Drop kick. Fallon went down. JC grabbing the leg. Bang. Net breaker. It's going to be the same outcome on Saturday, said JC. Steve said, I've done some mathematical equations. Okay. Maths, yeah. Let's go. Steve said, right, Seth, 39 with a black beard. Punk is in his mid-40s with a grey beard. Does that mean that you're in your mid-40s with a grey beard? Or are my calculations off? Well, your calculations are off because I dye my beard. So my beard is dyed, and I'm actually 21, as everyone knows. Your maths, though, very impressive. Very in-depth work that you've done there by comparing two wrestlers. Plus, how do you know if Seth doesn't dye his beards? Hey, how do you know that there's not a bit of... How do you know that CM Punk doesn't dye his beards? Hey? Yeah. Interesting. Carmen said, Daze, I might go to the Clifton Commerce Recreation Centre. Wow. That is the mecca of wrestling. In Illinois, so that I can see Southland Championship Wrestling. Look at you going off and watching all these promotions that aren't ARW Pro. Unbelievable. Traitor. Carmen, you're just like Kalani. Kalani's a traitor. And it feels like you're a traitor. Turning your back on ARW Pro. I read that ESPN and WWE are not happy with the numbers, but what did they really expect? You can only bleed fans' wallets so much. Yeah. I'm not even down about it. I mean, part of me is like, good. Good. I'm glad it's not worked. I love WWE and I want it to be successful, but the way that the fans have been squeezed, you know, the fans have been squeezed like by tickets, merch going up, ticket prices really bad. And now, like, you've got to be subscribed to Netflix. You've got to be subscribed to Peacock if you want the back catalogue. Got to be subscribed to ESPN. I mean, $30 a month. What did they expect? So, good. I mean, you can't change it now, to be honest. I mean, because it is what it is. But it does mean they're going to have to really put effort into making pay-per-views worth it. I mean, they've got to put a lot of work into pay-per-views now. 1, 2, shoulder up. Daze bears a striking resemblance to Mr. Iguana. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, right now we have got Izzy on the outside, Tatum in the ring. We are about to come back from commercial break in 15 seconds. Spawny's boy said it's the US fans that are the ones that are being squeezed. Well, not on ticket prices. And, you know, merch continues to go up as well. But, yes, you are the ones that get squeezed when it comes to subscriptions. Certainly I don't have any complaints, like, with everything being on Netflix. But I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm saying that it's good. It's good that it's not kind of all gone to plan and that they're just getting away with it. Back elbow by Izzy, and again. Against the ropes. Big boot there by Izzy. Izzy with the hot tag. Hannah, shout out to you. WWE Eats their Daze random question. Do we think Jericho will use Break the Walls Down theme? It's one of the best. Well, he shouldn't he? I mean, if he comes back for one last run, then it's going to be a run that's fueled by nostalgia. So he should. Oh, kick out. I don't know how long, if he comes back. I don't know how long that run would be. Right now. Ticket prices are ridiculous, said Billy. WWE lost their place with the real fans and followed the money. I get it. It's a business, but it comes at a time where you've got to make it fair for all fans. They just don't think that way. As you said, they're just a business. Cold. It's how do we make the most money possible? That's it. Lovely work there by Tatum. Oh my God. So good. Laney Reed is in. Kick coming in there by Laney. It's been a good match this, you know. Clothesline there by Izzy. We've only got 17 minutes left. 17 minutes to go. Shot coming in there by JC. Crowd are chanting, this is awesome. Roll up by Tatum. Very impressed with Tatum's work, you know. Lovely step up in Zaguri. Fallon on the outside as he comes in. Oh, she gets tripped over by Laney. Duck underneath. Bang! Big shot. Yeah. Little bit of a distraction there, and it is a victory for JC. Right now, we've got Fallon and Laney working on Izzy. Izzy goes into the ring steps. So JC stands tall on the Go Home show. Does that mean No, I think Izzy turns on Tatum. I think that. You all think that as well. I think JC gets through past this weekend as champ. But you could give Tatum the belt and then have Izzy turn on her as champion. Maybe she's not going to end standing tall. This is interesting because actually now it's Tatum that is standing tall. No, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good for Tatum fans. That's not good. I thought it was interesting. But look at where we are now. That ain't good. Yeah, she ain't winning. I've gone back to she ain't winning. Good though. Good performance. Days, the next ARW Pro show I might attend is on November 8th. Do it. Do it. Touching the belt is bad juju, said Robbie. Juju. Madison said, Days, I've got a name for you. The Hat Man. I'm the Hat Man. Skibbity-biddy-boom. Hat Man John. I'm Hat Man John. Yes. Love it. Kappa said, Tatum, you're supposed to look weak to look strong on Saturday. Listen, she's still got a chance, but I feel less confident after that. Wrestling Void said, Days, how long should I wait to start my channel and make it all about you? All about me? I think the world needs that channel now, but the world needs that channel ASAP. So, but I would just say, are you sure that's what you want to do with your time? I would just say that. Do you know what I mean? There's girls out there, but that can be chased, you know, looking to be chased as well. I don't know that staying in and making a channel about me is the right way forward for a young man. Days wears a beanie because he's got a small weenie, says James. James, I didn't know you was a poet. Very good. And true. Alex said, lately, minus NXT, the main roster WWE has been tiring me out, said Alex. Madison, by the way, Days, my husband just got off being grounded. Well, good. Hopefully he can think about what he's done. This is going to be the start of Trick and A run with NXT, says CJs. Jordan, shout out to you, buds. Hope you're doing well. Wrestling Void said, I would rather Chase making a channel about Wrestling Daze because he is my idol. I feel bad that I didn't find him sooner. Well, Wrestling Void, I'm pleased that you feel bad about that. But listen, we can't all be perfect. You found us eventually. So don't be too hard on yourself. Be a little bit hard on yourself, but not too hard on yourself. But yeah, I appreciate the support. Wrestling Void is a sound guy who actually came onto one of the members' videos the other week. Great, had a great time. James said, I was a poet, but you just didn't know it. Cadet said, make a channel about one person isn't weird or creepy at all. Well, it depends what the content is, doesn't it? I mean, if it's like, this is Wrestling Daze. I love him. We're going to be together forever. Here's 1,000 things that I love about him. Number 1, his eyes. Number 2, his face. Number 3, his eyes. Number 4, his eyes. Number 5, his voice. If it was like that, that would be creepy. Don't do that. But I don't know. I don't know what you would do, actually. I don't know what you would do. Actually, the more we're talking about this, the more it is creepy. Anyway, number 1 is Beanie. Okay, here's Ava. Yes, that's what I am going to make the channel about, said wrestling. I mean, in all fairness, I would watch it and leave a like, so, you know. I'd subscribe. Okay. We got 10 minutes, and there is a little something on the table with a cloth over it. What's that going to be? What is that going to be? Dun, 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 dun. What? That... Obviously, we haven't spoke about him losing the TNA Championship because last week was a tape show. So I wonder if it's going to get brought up here. I feel like it should. It's weird seeing him without a belt. He had that TNA Championship a little while, actually. Mike Santana winning it, of course. A lovely moment that was. Oh, yeah, he could become a 3-time NXT champ. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Okay, here's Ricky. I hope this is a banger, you know. I hope this is a really good match. Carmen said the Clifton, Illinois is a place south of Shabans. Thank you, Carmen. I'm just picturing that now. Yeah. I can see how that maps out. Okay. Stand up for this man. The NXT champ. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go, Ricky. Oh, God, I like both of these. Oh, God. Why don't they give them both a belt? You have a belt. You have it weekends, and you have it weekdays. When it's NXT TV show, Trick defends. If it's a PLE, Ricky defends. I fixed it. No need for the match. I wait for my moment, says Trick. I wait for my spotlight. I'm still the man around here. I'm still the main event. Those guards in the background, eh? Starting to rock up in Evolve. I don't owe NXT nothing. I'm loyal to one man and one man only. I'm loyal to Trick Williams. Since I love Trick Williams and Trick Williams loves me. I like the guy in the front row. There's an old boy in the front row. I don't know how old he is, but he's kind of sat there with his legs crossed and he's kind of just got a smile on his face. I don't know if he's come with someone or if he's like an NXT fan. I've never changed, but can we say the same about you? You lost the plot along the way. Do you know, thinking about that, you don't really see like 70-year-olds in the crowd, do you, that often? And normally if they're there, they're like with their grandkids or something. Look at everything I've created. Do I look like I belong on the Indies? I look like a champion. I don't know. I don't think Rick is a very good stunt double for Trick Williams. Imagine if you needed a stunt double for Trick Williams and Ricky turned up. You'd be like... Yeah, that guy, that old guy in the background is into it, man. Go on, Ricky. Go on, Ricky. Your ass would have folded on the Indies after the stuff I've been through. I am smoother. I am silkier. Oh, he's cooking him. I'm locked in. Oh, he's cooking him. Brilliant. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Don't talk to me about the Indies. Your ass would have folded on the Indies with everything I've been through. I ain't trying to be you, because I am silkier. I am smoother. I am absolute Ricky Saints. Oh, it was so good. It was absolute flipping fire. It's Ricky that stands over Trick. Interesting. Awesome segment, said Alex. Fire emojis. Fire from Cadet. Fire from Robbie. Fire from Jeremy. Oh, that was so good. That got me pumped, man. I turned into a little schoolgirl. Preach it. Interesting that Ricky stands tall. I thought Trick was going to put Ricky through the table. Dun, 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 dun. Ricky wants the smoke, said Joshua. Sam Ray said, NXT is so much better than the main roster right now. Robbie said, Ricky is way more compelling than his bestie corporate Cody. CJ's Bully said Ricky sounds better. So they're just running down the card. Obviously, another match has been added. Javon and Leon taking on the Parker and Mr. Iguana. Days on all three brands. Who would you say is your favourite male star? Sammy for SmackDown. I would say Trick for NXT, but that was great from Ricky. Raw. Might be Punk. Yeah. I think it's probably Punk. He's just great on the mic. I find the mic's very compelling. Sammy's got a good fiery promo. Sammy's promos, I think, are quite underrated. You know, when he's like really going off on people and really like, you know, he's very good. Punk's great on the mic, of course he is. Trick's good on the mic. And actually Trick did a great job there because he was like all being arrogant on the mic and he was great. I mean, it was solid, but it meant the babyface had something to come back with. Oh, you say you're this, you're that. Well, you ain't nothing compared to me. You wouldn't have lasted on the Indies, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I mean, that made Ricky look amazing. So Trick played his part. Ricky played his part. Great. Brilliant. Let's go. Got me definitely interested in the match. Well, I was interested anyway. So, but yeah, you know, I think EO does a great job. And obviously Roman does a great job. Yeah. There we go. That was this week's NXT. Ricky needed that intensity, said Billy. Boomer said this stream is going to end shortly. It really is. It really is. Sammy for the Rumble winner or champ for a day would be nice, said Dark Lords. I would enjoy that. The Vault should do some old Halloween Havocs. They should. Do you know what I have not seen out of the Vault, which is watch-alongs? Do you remember they did a period of doing like lots of watch-alongs for us? I haven't seen a watch-along coming out of the Vault in ages. I haven't been missing them, have I? WWE Vault. Let's have a look. Maybe I've been missing them, but no. Their last one was SummerSlam 2008, which I think we did, and that was 2 months ago. There's currently a documentaries watch party that's live right now, where I think they're just playing non-stop documentaries. But yeah, they haven't done one in a long time. I wonder if, as we head towards Survivor Series, they'll start doing some Survivor Series. I mean, that would make sense for them to do that. But well, the other problem they've got as well is that I think they're looking to try and sell this stuff, you know. So they probably can't keep putting stuff up because, you know, if you keep putting up these old pay-per-view shows, you are devaluing the stuff that's on Peacock and the stuff that's on Netflix. I wonder if they've been told to like slow it down, because there was a period where every week there was a new one, but yeah, they don't seem to do that anymore. Days, what is next for Trick after Halloween Havoc? I'd imagine a call-up. Well, the thing with the call-ups is obviously that's out of everyone's hands except for Triple H. He's the only one really that can decide that. I mean, Shawn can't decide it. Trick can't decide it. It's Triple H. And if creative are like, yeah, we can accommodate him. So it's one of those where I think he can absolutely get called up. But if the main roster is not quite ready for him, then he's going to have to wait even longer. I think, unfortunately, there is spinning of wheels in NXT. NXT, you know, there are people like Trick that, you know, you just got to keep finding stuff for, because You just don't know when that call's going to come. I mean, honestly, they might not need him. They might look at WrestleMania season and be like, we just ain't got nowhere for him. We just don't need him. Can you just do something with him until Mania? And then we'll call him up after Mania. It could be that something like that. He could be in the Rumble. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because the problem you've got is if he gets called up, he's going to take an opportunity away from someone. And then you're going to have other wrestling fans crying that the person that's not on TV, that's in catering, should be on TV. But the truth is, we're investing in Trick. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You can't flip him win. Do you know what I mean? You just got to try and do the best you can, really. Try and promote and use the best people possible, and try and tell the best stories possible. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. The only person that knows is Triple H. I think that I don't think it'll be too long, but I don't know that I could say after Halloween Havoc, bang, he goes up. You know. Don't forget, Ilya's Dragunov has come back as well. So, I mean, that's another spot on the main roster that's been taken. There must be, like, they must have an idea of how many people they need on Raw and on SmackDown. And if that number is already full, like, what do you do? I don't know. This is where NXT becomes a bit of a problem. It's a never-ending conveyor belt of talent. But how do you accommodate this never-ending conveyor belt of talent? We never really talk about that. I don't know. I don't know how you accommodate this never-ending supply of wrestlers that just keep getting churned out of NXT, you know. Call up Trick, call up Oba. And then, you know, not long after, you're going to have Ricky, you're going to have Ethan, you're going to have Javon, you're going to have another wave ready. It just never ends, does it? Don't know. How would you make Theory Waller feud interesting? I don't know if they are, but there's well, I don't know. The rumors we heard was that Theory was going to be a heel and Grayson's a heel. So I don't know that we're going to do a Theory Waller feuds. So I'm not sure that's the direction they're going. Big Time said the TNA crossover has been great for NXT, but at the same time, it's eaten a huge chunk of TV time, and NXT is not able to showcase its own roster. And that's resulted in more in catering. Well, I think that is true. I think that, you know, we've definitely, like, Leon Slater was on the show. If he wasn't, then, of course, it would be an NXT talent. But you could make the argument that do they not gain back some time from people they sent to TNA? So, you know, we've got TNA stars coming over here. We send NXT stars over there. I suppose the argument would be, though, you know, are you sending the stars that are not making it onto TV, or are you just repeating, like, you know, is Trick getting extra exposed, those guys? So, I don't know. I mean, look, there's pros and cons, isn't there? That's what I would say. I don't think anyone would say that this has not been successful, but yeah, there's pros and cons. There is not a perfect world. There is not a perfect world where everyone gets TV time and everyone gets everything their heart desires. And do you know what I mean? Like, that does not exist. So there has to be, like, this give and take and, you know, trying to make the best of the hand that you're dealt. You do find that online, actually. A lot of people just, I don't know, they just want everything to be perfect, and it's like, it's never going to be that way. It can't be that way, because you could have everything perfect, and then what you're going to do when someone's injured? I mean, if it's perfect and everyone's being used, you've got no one spare. So how are you going to plug that gap? And what about when, like, you know, like, someone retires, someone gets injured, someone, I don't know, you know, passes away, someone gets ill. I mean, there's so many things that can affect. You need wrestlers in reserve. So you're always going to have people sat around in catering. And you need that. That's actually something you need. So that, like, you know, you can bring people in and they're fresh, and, you know, you can mix it up, and that people don't get overly stale. And also, more so, if there's injuries, whatever, you can plug those gaps. So I think they will have a number of wrestlers that they would want on the main roster. And I would imagine they're there or thereabouts already, which is obviously going to mean that call-ups are going to be very difficult. But this is just a never-ending battle, isn't it? I mean, they face this problem all the time. This is maybe why we get the releases. You let go those people that just aren't quite working out. Creatively, you've reached the end of the road. You let those people go so you can bring up the next batch and see if you get any more joy with those people instead. Boomer said, thanks for watching. Right, that's it. Boomers is saying thanks for watching, so I think we have to go now. Yes, appreciate people joining us. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow with Evolve. And, of course, we've got another member stream as well. So I'm going to go and I'm probably going to work on... I didn't actually keep on top of, like, the folders for NXT, so I think I'm just going to do an unseen. So I'll do an unseen and do a review video, and then I've got to, get a few things sorted for tomorrow. So we will call it quits there. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. I thought it was worth watching. It was a go home, but I think it has set up Halloween Havoc quite nicely. And we will be doing that this weekend. So if you are around, come and stop by, say hello, share your thoughts, and I will see you again next time.